Tonight's game is brought to you by
Radio sponsors: West Plains Bank and Trust Company, Zizzer Buggy Bath, Wiles Abstract Company, Wilbanks Tire, West Plains Propane, West Plains Lock and Key, Taylor Grubauer Buick GMC, Stuart Morrison Ready Mix, Steak and Shake, by Justin Shelby, State Farm Insurance, SRS Electric, Simmons Bank of West Plains, Pepsi Mid-America, Ozarks Medical Center, Newberry's Floors and More, Monty's Outdoors, Lynch Equipment Company, J&J Recovery, Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply of West Plains, Hawkins Home and Lawn, Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment. Also brought to you by Don's Auto Service, Kern Incorporated, Captain D's, by Bureau, Brown Furniture and Appliance of West Plains, Bailey Chevrolet, Pontiac GMC in Willow Springs, Chapala Mexican Restaurant, and by Arvest Bank. Our digital sponsors include Butler Heating and Air, Community First Banking Company of West Plains, Dairy Queen of West Plains, El Charro Mexican Restaurant, Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply of West Plains, Ink Monkey, McFarland Spine and Sport, Mr. Dent, Ozarks Medical Center, West Plains Bike Shop, Wiles Abstract Company, Taco Alejandro's, Sonic of West Plains, and Burton Creek Medical Complex.
And now West Plains Zizzers football on the official home of the Zizzers, Hot Country KDY.
And a very pleasant good evening. We come to you live from Zizzer Stadium as the Zizzers and the red Zizzer flag come out on the field. And we're just about ready for the kickoff here in just about 7 minutes at Zizzer Stadium between West Plains and the Hillcrest Hornets in Ozark Conference football. I'm Harlan Hutchison. To my right, Reed Grigsby in the studio. Our engineer tonight is Nate Hudson. And it's good to be at Zizzer Stadium for the home opener here tonight after the 66-44 marathon last week at Springfield Glendale. And Reed, we would be remiss to not mention the upgrade that we enjoy here at Zizzer Stadium with this new press box. Isn't this something?
We were just talking about that earlier. At least we have air conditioning now, Harlan, which is a huge step up. No need to fight a broken fan and the sweltering heat, and such a nice upgrade that West Plains R7 and the Booster Club that also contributed to this project was able to do for the stadium here for everyone to enjoy. And we appreciate their efforts so much. Our air conditioner, of course, in the last several years is just propping the door open back here behind us and hoping the temperature wasn't too high. We're getting ready for this contest. The Zizzers will be in their red tonight. The Hillcrest Hornets will be in the white. Zizzers won 66-44 last week. Hillcrest got thumped by Lebanon. I believe it was 36-14. But you know, they're a football team that last year had so much bad luck. They had 3 kids with knee injuries in the second week of the season. It was virtually impossible to come back from that. They have 16 starters back from last year's team, Reed. And, you know, Hillcrest is a team that has in the past, we've seen them have some very good athletes. It always starts with your quarterback, and for them, their quarterback is a big, tall kid who, Mike Floyd, who comes in tonight with a year's experience. His numbers last year weren't great, but, you know, he got a lot of experience, and they say that he has really improved coming into this season. On the other hand, Dagan Kinslow, who started last week for West Plains, new starter at the quarterback position, I thought he played terrific, threw the ball well enough, and he showed that, you know, he can handle it from a physical standpoint, and you've got to give Titus Seeley some, you know, a change-up every now and then and give him a little bit of rest. He can't carry the ball every play. Right. But the numbers last week were just eye-popping offensively for West Plains. Yeah, it was a total team effort, which is what you like to see with a youngish type high school program, because we only had 10 seniors out there tonight for senior night. So this is a young football team. We obviously have our horses, but it was a full team effort, and came loose and really score some points. Then everybody kicked in. Pesky Falcons.
And one of the good things about last week's ball game, we got through it in fairly good shape as far as injuries are concerned. The Zizzers will be without Aiden Holt tonight, and Heston Miller is sitting out another game. And when he comes back next week, when the Zizzers play at Rolla, he's going to add a real dimension to this football team with his speed.
Really, he's kind of the missing link in this offense with his speed and his size and his hands. You know, he really adds a whole new dimension that they're not going to have game tape on for the first 2 weeks of the season, and he's going to kind of come in as an unknown in week 3, and I really expect big things out of that kid.
It won't take long for them to realize he's out there once he does.
That's right.
Because he's, well, probably the fastest kid that we have on the football team.
Yeah, he's one of the I've ever seen.
There were some fast ones come through here. Nate, let's take our back. We'll have opening kickoff between West Plains and Hillcrest. That's on the way in just a couple of minutes here on Hot Country KDY.
Shop and save the back-to-school sale at Monty's Outdoors, an annual sale where you can save 20 to 50% off athletic and outdoor clothing and shoes from Under Armour, Columbia, and Life is Good. Find other school-time essentials like backpacks, sack packs, and duffel bags, even cleats, sports socks, compression wear, ball caps, and more. Check out the Zizzer Pro Store, a partnership with West Plains R7 schools to find one-of-a-kind Zizzer gear. All this and more for back-to-school at Monty's Outdoors in West Plains.
And there's a flag on the play. Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletics for safe play and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you stay healthy, but if injuries happen, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer athletics.
If you've been thinking about moving to West Plains Bank and Trust Company, now is a great time to switch. We welcome the opportunity to serve your banking needs. With our easy account opening process, we do all the work. New accounts, personal or business, receive free gifts. Check out our accounts at westplainsbank.com. Already a customer? Tell a friend how much you love our bank. If they open a new account, you both get a free gift. Don't put it off any longer. Make the switch to West Plains Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
There is one language spoken at Chapala Mexican Restaurant, and it sounds something like this. Once you get a taste of the fresh, authentic Mexican dishes at Chapala Mexican Restaurant, with locations in West Plains and Willow Springs, there is really no reason to do any more talking. Dine in or carry out. Open 7 days a week. Follow the Chapala Facebook page for daily specials. Come taste the fiesta at Chapala Mexican Restaurant.
West Plains Lock and Key is here for you, no matter what life throws at you. Lose your keys or lock your keys in the car? West Plains Lock and Key will come to you and unlock or even cut a new key right there on the spot to keep you going on your way. Do you need to change the locks on your business or home? West Plains Lock and Key is the place to call for that too. If it has a lock, West Plains Lock and Key can help you when you are in need. West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology. 256-8862.
When you think anything for the office, think Bureau. From furnishings for the whole office, janitorial supplies, pens, paper, supplies, and more, think Bureau. See Reed and the crew for anything you need for the office, and they will deliver as well. Bureau is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, just off the square on West Plains, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week online at thinkbureau.com. That's thinkbureau, BURO.com.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Back at Zizzer Stadium, we're about ready to get this one started, and it looks like Hillcrest will line up to the north end zone, and it'll be West Plains kicking the ball away from the south. We want to say hello to Roger Good, who's watching the live stream tonight from Mercy Hospital in Paducah, Kentucky. So hello to Roger. We had people watching from several different states the other night, and we're glad to have you wherever you may happen to be this evening. Bree, one thing the Zizzers have got to do tonight a little bit better, and there's different factors involved here, but last week the penalties just ate them up, over 150 yards in penalties, and they just have to avoid that as much as they can tonight.
Yeah, and that's first game jitters, and on top of that, having a young team, and you're going to have those little hiccups against teams in the first couple games of the year, and hopefully they can start cleaning that up before we get into the meat of our schedule.
We're ready to go. And here's the approach and the kick, and this ball will float down to the 15 left hash mark. up to the 20, the 25, 30, 2 missed tackles, and finally the tackle is made at the 35-yard line. So a good start for Hillcrest. Return that time to the 35, and they'll have it first down and 10.
And that first down and 10 is brought to you by Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry. Drop off your laundry, and they will do everything but put it away.
All right, so first down and 10. Again, we'll check the starters for the Hillcrest offense here as they get going. Mike Floyd, the starting quarterback, wears number 3. And they'll line up with a single back behind him in the backfield. Man in motion to the right side, lines up on the right end. High snap. They'll hand it off, run the ball to the right. Stretch play, good gain, 40, 45, 50. Missed tackle, out of bounds on the near sideline. And that's the way the game starts offensively. Their running back, Trevor Goodman, who was out with a knee injury last year, picks up a big gain and takes it all the way down for a 19-yard gain to the 46 of West Plains.
That first and 10 is brought to you by Captain D's Seafood in Southern Hills Shopping Center. For lunch, dinner, Captain D's is a winner.
So first down and 10, and that was a good play call on the part of Hillcrest. Good ball handling in the backfield by the quarterback. Executed well. Floyd at the quarterback position. Well, same play, running to the right, and another missed tackle down the right sideline, 30-yard line, out of bounds. And there'll be a tackle out of bounds, and we'll see if we can avoid a flag for that. But out of bounds, down around the 26, 27-yard line. And that will be another 19-yard gain and a first down again for Hillcrest.
That first and 10 is brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix in West Plains for concrete results every time. Yeah, that play is obviously seeing something on. You're going to expose a little bit, but nice speed by the Hillcrest Horns.
In the backfield, they'll line up again, a single back. Play out to the right flat. Ball is caught out of bounds. The reception by Devin Oliver, a 6'2 junior. And there will be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. And let's see where they, hard to tell from the angle exactly how much he picked up. Closer to 5 yards. Second down and 5 now. And the ball is marked at the West Plains 22. And Hillcrest has come out swinging here. First down, or second down, that is. Second down and about 5 yards to go. From the 22, man in motion to the left. Floyd will hand off, running left, and again, they go the other way this time. Cut it upfield across the 20 to the 18-yard line where the tackle is made downfield, but that is going to be a little, it looks like it's a little bit down from here.
One thing you always got to Crest is they always have some athletes, and a lot of times it's the execution that shoots them in the foot. But looks like they came out swinging tonight and getting some good blocks from their big offensive line.
And now the officials will blow the whistle with a little less than 1 minute played here in the first quarter. And now we'll go again. Third down and about 2. And Hillcrest has looked pretty sharp here in the early going. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left, and a wingman to the right. Single back. Here's the snap, and they'll hand it off again. They bounce it this time to the right again. Hit in midair and spun around and down at the 17-yard line. And that's going to be, it should be a first down, it looks like, and it will be. A first down for Hillcrest, and that's their third of this opening drive.
And that first and 10 is brought to you by Steak and Shake. Drive-through for fresh-made steak burgers and shakes.
It's just now kind of twilight here, kind of hard to read numbers from up here. Once the lights kick in, it'll make it much easier. Out of the spread set once again. West Plains jumped offside. That'll be their first penalty of the football game. It'll be first down and 5 now for Hillcrest. And if nothing else, they have to feel pretty encouraged the way this first series is going.
Yeah, they really do. They look pretty darn good, honestly, and it's time for West Plains to step up and get a good defensive stand here.
They'll run 3 wide, 2 to the left this time. Man in motion over to the left side. On first and 5, they'll run that play around the right end again. Couple of missed tackles to the corner at the 5-yard line. Diving, hits the pylon, and that should be and is a touchdown.
Nice play by Hillcrest that time. That was a counter play off to the right. Looked like it was going to head to the left initially, and then they countered it back to the right. Good run, good score.
Now I'm going to give credit for that. The touchdown was scored, I'm pretty sure that was Trevor Goodman. But we got their starters and had him listed as the starting running back, so his number doesn't match, but I'm going to give him credit for the touchdown. So 6-0, 9:49 to go. How about that? A 65-yard touchdown drive. Here's the extra point kick. It's up, hooked, and no good. Hooked wide of the left upright. So Hillcrest has landed the first blow here. 9:49 to play in the first with the score. The Hornets 6, Zizzers nothing. Back in a minute on KDY.
Hi, this is Riley Brown with Lynch Equipment in West Plains. If you have land to take care of and you're looking for a compact or utility tractor, it just so happens that Coyote has some of the toughest, most powerful, most fuel-efficient, most technologically advanced tractors ever. If you're not familiar with Coyote, that's K-I-O-T-I, and we'd like to say hello. Stop in and see my parents, Scott and Crystal Brown, here at Lynch Equipment in West Plains. Coyote has a whole pack of models to choose from.
It's back in fine form at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen. It's a lobster sensation. Go to Captain D's and get 2 lobster rolls for only $3.99 and make it a combo with fries and a small drink for just $2 extra. And don't forget, kids eat for only 99 cents with the purchase of an adult entree every Thursday. For lunch or dinner, Captain D's is a winner. Southern Hills Shopping Center in West Plains.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
The drive was 65 yards and 9:49 to go in the first quarter from Zizzer Stadium. You know, you prepare all week for that opening drive and you want to have some success. Hillcrest couldn't be more happier than what they had happen in the first drive tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nice first drive by Hillcrest, and let's see if the Zizzers can respond.
All right, here's the kick, a booming kick. That'll land in and go through the end zone, and it'll be West Plains football at their own 20-yard line as they'll come out with Dagan Kinslow at quarterback. Titus Seeley had a huge game everybody had a huge game offensively last week. Dagan Kinslow ran for well over 100 yards. Titus over 200. Connor Lair had a big night. The wideouts will be Dalton Cox, Colt Hickson, and Kyler Stowers. And the offensive line is Gabe Dietrich, Jalen James, Magnus Sanders, Cole Easley, and Blake Reed. Here's a play around the left side, and Kinslow will keep, and he'll take it up to the 24-yard line, gain of 3, close to, we'll call it to 25. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be second down and 6 yards to go.
It's always great for a football team to have many weapons to choose from, and it certainly looks like the Zizzers this year have 2 or 3 key players that they can get the ball to and get some nice yardage, and Kinslow picked up a nice yardage there on first down.
Essentially a 4-man front, counter play to the right. Seeley bounces off a couple of guys and finally is tackled for a loss back at the 22-yard line. That'll be a loss of 3, and good pursuit that time for Hillcrest on the defensive side of the football. And the tackle made by Jalen Wright, a sophomore, and that'll bring up third down and 8 for West Plains. Under 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter. 6-0 Hillcrest with the early lead. Now the spread set, 3 wide right, 1 in the running play. Kinslow just keeps it on the quarterback draw, and he's going to get back to the 25, but that's only going to be a gain of a couple, and that'll bring up fourth down, and it'll be punt time for West Plains, so a 3 and out for the Hillcrest defense here, and West Plains will try to here.
And it looks like, Harlan, we still have the offense on the field. Quick punt here. Maybe.
They'll line up in a regular play formation. Got to get 6 to get the first down. We'll try and draw them offside. Even if they draw them offside, Reed, I don't think it'd be enough for a first down, but hard count, nothing going on yet. And they're going to run the play. Around the left side, Seeley cuts it up inside, 30-yard line. Lost the football, fumble on the play. Who will get it? It looks like West Plains has it. and that should be and will be a first down. Boy, that was close.
And that very lucky Zizzer first down is brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, building lasting relationships one customer at a time.
With everything that happened last week in the football game, one thing the Zizzers did very well was take care of the football. But they got that fumble back, and now on a roll of the dice, it's first down and 10. Kinslow right rolls out to the right. He's looking right, and he fumbles. The football is loose on the turf, picked up by Hillcrest, and they have a big break of the football at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and that's really discouraging to see. The way their defense is, they have 8 men in the box. They're daring us to throw it. We decided we're going to take a shot against them, and unfortunately came up with a sack and forced fumble. Hillcrest has momentum.
And they had immense pressure on Dagan Kinslow that time, and he got away from the first wave, but as he got away, then out to the right side, they had people all over him. That ball squirted out, and the Zizzers, after we were talking about how they took care of the football last week, they fumbled twice here in the last 30 seconds. First down and 10 from the 17 of West Plains. Hillcrest trying to really jump on top. Inside screen pass is caught and dropped. That'll be a loss on the play. That's a heck of a play, and I believe that was Seeley that made the play that time, came up and made a very good tackle, and there will be a loss of about a yard on the play.
Yeah, it was either Seeley or Garrett Drown, and they came up and made a nice play on that screen play. Didn't fool anybody on the West Plains side.
It'll be second down, and, you know, like you said a moment ago, obviously Hillcrest really has the momentum here early on, and the only way to get that momentum back is to raise up here and get a stop and make a play of your own. One left, two wide right, wingman to the right. Quarterback out of the spread formation. That's Floyd, man in motion to the left. Second and 11 from the 18. And they'll hand it around the left end. West Plains comes up, gets a block in the back, and finally knocked out of bounds at around the 13-yard line. I really thought that should have been maybe a block in the back on the far side, but I don't see any laundry on the field.
No laundry on the field, and there's a reason why we're up here and those guys in the stripes are down there.
That's right. To the 13-yard line, and it'll be third down and about 6. West Plains needs to make a play here. Hillcrest trying to make a play of their own. From the 17, it's third down and about 6. Back to throw. Floyd raises up, slant play. Caught, first down inside the 5, and the tackle made down around the 3-yard line, and the reception by Gunnar Brooks. Gunnar Brooks with the reception. That's enough for a first down for the Hillcrest Hornets with 6:18 to go in the first quarter.
And that first and 10 is brought to you by Current Incorporated. For real fast service right to your door, call 257-0504.
You didn't sing it, Reed.
I know. I can. But I will spare the radio audience. How about that?
All right. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Single back. And here we go on first and goal from the 3. They'll hand it, bounce it right, hit right there, loss of 1 on the play. And that time, the Zizzers were not going to be fooled. They converged and shut that play down very quickly. Again, Titus Seeley, one of the first players there for West Plains, loss of a yard, and it'll be second down and goal to go from the 4.
Looked like Seeley and Gabe Sellers, who is another young player playing from that defensive end position, came in and made a nice play. So it was kind of a tackle by committee.
Single man out to the right. He's one-on-one over there. Back to throw. Floyd steps up, thinks about running, is going to run, and dives, and I think he's in for a touchdown. With 5:20 to go, the Hillcrest Hornets have hit the end zone for the second time as the quarterback for Hillcrest, Mike Floyd, takes it in from about 4 yards out, and it's 12-0 Hillcrest.
Okay. Harlan, it looks like Hillcrest showed up to play.
Well, we shouldn't be fooled by that thumping they took against Lebanon last week. They look prepared tonight.
They really do.
Extra point attempt. Snap down. Hold good. Kick looks good, and it is. 5:20 to play in the first quarter, and I'd say it's fairly safe to say we have some stunned fans here with the way this game has started. The Hillcrest Hornets have jumped out to a 13-0 lead against the Zizzers in quarter one, 5:20 to go, and we're back in a minute on KDY.
You may not need an electrician every day, but when you do, choose SRS Electric in West Plains. Sean and his crew at SRS Electric will get the job done. They're dependable, reliable, and honest. Whether you need a new house wired, you need new light fixtures installed, or just simple repairs, remember SRS Electric. Find out why people recommend SRS Electric in West Plains. Find them on Facebook or call 274-0787.
School is back in session, and while everything is different this year, the one thing that stays the same is that never-ending mountain of laundry. And there doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to get it all done. That's where Zizzer Buggy Bath comes in. Load up all your laundry and drop it off, and they will wash it, dry it, fold it, everything but put it away. Save yourself precious time with a trip to Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry, Porter Wagner Boulevard, West Plains.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
We come back. Reed Grigsby to my right. I'm Hartland Hutchison. Nate Hudson is our engineer in the studio, and Jim Lambert across the way runs the video here to make it possible for wherever you are to see the action on OzarkRadioNews.com and also on Hot Country KDY Facebook. Reed, you can't have too much when it comes to confidence, especially a football team that took its lumps last year and only won 2 games, lost last week. I'll tell you what, you give a team like this, a little bit of a run here at the beginning of the game, that confidence grows and grows, and they're going to be harder and harder to handle.
Yeah, and they obviously have the athletes to sustain it is the thing. They have a huge offensive line. The quarterback is a big kid. He showed his athleticism down, so they're going to tonight. Hopefully we can kind of wake up and get our momentum going ourselves and see if we can do some catch up here.
Austin Mahan, Trayson Tate, Danny Allen, Brent Perryman, and Jacob Gott are the offensive line for Hillcrest. And the right side of their line has really done a good job. Here's the kick. Another boomer is going to land in and go through the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And so West Plains will have their shot again with this second possession. They start at their own 20. Went for it on 4th down on their first possession. Got it, recovered a fumble, and then fumbled the ball away. And the next thing you know, Hillcrest has their second touchdown on the board.
Yeah, but that's the reason the ball is shaped the way it is, and that's the reason we have 4 quarters. It's very early in the game, so anything can happen here. But it's time. If it's time to make a statement, it's time right now for West Plains to start their path towards victory.
All right, West Plains, 3 to the left, 2, no running back, and now man in motion. And here's the off around the end there. Seeley gets a little lane, spun around, 30-yard line, still going, 35, and he'll finally be tackled at the 37. That'll be a gain of 17 and a first down for West Plains at 5:12.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949.
They emptied the backfield except for Dagan Kinslow, and Titus Seeley had a head of steam when he got that football. Limping off the field now for West Plains is Jason Lopez. So he'll get looked at over here. Zizzers go from right to left. Here's a fake. Kinslow flushed out of the pocket, pressure from behind, throws across his body high and intercepted by Hillcrest at the 49-yard line. And that'll be the second turnover on West Plains here in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to mark it pretty much right on the 50. First down for Hillcrest. And, boy, everything is going their way here in the first quarter.
It really is. That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Hirsch Feed. They are more than just a farm store. And that's one of those balls I bet Dagan Kinslow wish he had back.
Maybe just eat it, if nothing else.
Just eat it, but I understand.
You're trying to make a play.
You're trying to make a play, and the mentality is to win. And so you go out there, and sometimes you make those throws to see if you can make something happen, but sometimes it's better just to live and fight another play.
So Hillcrest has it on a half field here from the 49-yard line of West Plains. 1st and 10, man in motion. They'll hand it to the man going around the right end. And the pursuit missed tackle, good hit on the near sideline at about the 44 before the Ball carrier stops. He goes out. Gunnar Brooks, a 5'10", 200-pound wideout on the little end-around play, and that picked up about 3.
And at 5'10", 200 pounds, that's a load to bring down. So, yeah, he's going to bring some thunder when he comes around that end. And so it would be wise to tackle him around the legs.
Yes. Lower is better.
Yes.
Second down. 7 to go for West Plains. Trying to add to already a 13-0 lead. Floyd will hand off, counterplay to the right. Missed tackle, but the tackle finally made at the 42-yard line. Near enough us. We can kind of get a better perspective here as to who was in on the tackle that time for the Zizzers. Tackle made by Gabe Sellers. And it'll bring up third down and a long 4, short 5, however you want to look at it, from the 42-yard line of West Plains.
It looked like Connor Lara came all the way across the field from the opposite defensive end position and was able to contribute to that tackle as well.
All right, here we go on third down, long 4. Back to throw, underneath pass is caught. That should be close to, probably is, a first down. They needed about 4.5, and it looks like they got 5.5. So a first down for Hillcrest at the 37-yard line of West Plains.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Will Banks Tire. Once you're a customer at Will Banks Tire, you will always be a customer of Will Banks Tire.
One of the reasons Hillcrest has been able to run the ball to the right so far is Trayson Tate. He wears 57. He's a sophomore, right tackle, 6'2", 340. He moves people, and he's hard to get around. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line for the Hornets in the white with the blue trim. A little bit of orange thrown in there for good measure. Play clock is down to 2-1. And a timeout's going to be called with 3:32 to play in the first quarter. Timeout Hornets. They're marching again and already lead this game in the first, 13-0. Nate will take a minute break. Back in a moment on KDY.
Since the dawn of man, our species has accomplished unfathomable feats of ingenuity. Pepsi Mid-America has taken us one step further by creating the world's first 2-liter water bottle. Right now at participating locations, purchase a crisp and clear 2-liter water bottle and get a 2-liter of Pepsi for just $1. What will they think of next?
Stuart Morrison Ready Mix has been serving the Ozarks for over 3 decades. Think about that. And takes great pride in producing quality concrete, offering competitive prices. Stuart Morrison Ready Mix is ready to help you with all your residential, commercial, or agriculture concrete and rock needs. Give them a call today. 256-8171. Stuart Morrison Ready Mix, where you get concrete results every time.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
76 degrees, 65% humidity. It's really a pretty pleasant night here at Zizzer Stadium. Late in the first, draw play ready, right? That's not going anywhere. In fact, it's going backward. Terrific play, great penetration that time for West Plains. And my first
Sebastian Rogers.
Sebastian Rogers, who really played defensive line last week in Springfield against Glendale. And you got to make plays. That's the kind of play that the Zizzers need to make. Get back into this football game. There's a loss on that play of about 4. It'll be second down and 14 to go from the 40-yard line of West Plains. Hard snap count, and West Plains thought about buying it, but they held up. And now the quarterback, Mike Floyd, a flag will come down. Play clock may have expired there. Dead ball, illegal procedure against Hillcrest.
Looked to me like he was pointing at the wide receiver. The wide receiver may have been a little bit too far up on the line. And good
against them. For us. Folks that are watching back in Springfield and other places, watching their Hillcrest Hornets play, and we're honored to have everybody that's tuned into the broadcast telecast tonight, be it on Facebook or on our website. And it's 13-0. Back to throw. Pressure comes up the middle. Little shuttle pass out to the side, and that's not going to go anywhere. Look at that team speed come up and wrap up the ball carrier. No gain on the play. I'll tell you what, if you run sideways against West Plains, in most cases, they're going to get people there to the football.
Yeah, and it looks like we're starting to wake up a little bit, and they've had a little talk amongst the defense and said, hey, come on, guys, let's do this. And a great initial pressure by Connor Lair that time, but you're right, getting them out lateral across the field. We have the speed to catch up with about anybody.
Looks like 3rd down and 19 with the ball now backed up to the 46 of West Plains. 4 receivers out, back to throw. Long throw to the side, intercepted. West Plains with the pick with Dagan Kinslow, and he brings it across the 35 to the 37-yard line. 1st down, and that's what the Zizzers needed. And the quarterback for the Hornets is still flat on his back. Looked like Mike Floyd took a shot right when he threw that football.
Great play by the defense that time. He kind of had to force that ball, and Dagan Kinslow gets his revenge. Gave up a pick, and he just got the ball back for his team, and good for that kid, and good defensive play.
West Plains had double coverage on the receiver here on the near sideline. The guy in front, Dagan Kinslow, made a really good play on the football. So Hillcrest turns the football over, and while we have an injury timeout, we'll take a timeout with 1:35 left in the 1st quarter, and back in a minute on Hot Country KDY.
If you've been thinking about moving to West Plains Bank and Trust Company, now is a great time to switch. We welcome the opportunity to serve your banking needs. With our easy account opening process, we do all the work. New accounts, personal or business, receive free gifts. Check out our accounts at westplainsbank.com. Already a customer? Tell a friend how much you love our bank. If they open a new account, you both get a free gift. Don't put it off any longer. Make the switch to West Plains Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
Hawkins Home and Lawn. Best brands, best service since 67.
August is Mattress Month here at Hawkins Home and Lawn. Hi, this is Anna, and right now you can get twin mattresses starting at only $99. You heard that right. Twin mattresses starting at only $99. Stop in and see us today.
Hawkins Home and Lawn. Best brands, best service since 67.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
And we come back in time to see Titus Seeley break one up the left sideline. Very good trap blocking there, and takes it all the way down to the 22-yard line. That's a 31-yard run, and West Plains has a 1st down in the Hillcrest Inn for the first time tonight.
Yeah, it looks like I have an injured player down, but that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center with Dr. Edwin Roeder, who is on the sideline tonight as the board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
And so the sideline staff will come out and check on the player. Titus Seeley broke a couple of tackles as he went down the left sideline, and it'll be a 1st down when we come back to play. But hopefully, last week we had, I don't know how many players that had cramp issues in that football game. It was a warm, muggy night, and you expect that in the first week or two.
Yeah, and playing Glendale is like playing a soccer match. There's just a lot of running going on. You're expending a lot of energy, especially in those leg muscles, and so you're going to have cramps from time to time. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is a cramp, and I certainly hope this young man is okay.
And so he'll be tended to on the near sideline. We can't see exactly who it is. Hillcrest was just destroyed in the early part of last season. They had not one, not two, but 3 players go out with knee injuries in week 2 last week. And, when you're a young football team, that it's hard enough. But when you have that to contend with, and so hopefully this is not anything too serious, and this young man, whoever it might happen to be, and we'll identify, we'll wait until we can clearly see who it is, and hopefully he will be okay. Next week we'll be going to Rolla to play the Rolla Bulldogs in the 3rd week of the campaign. One of the games going on this week that's, I think, kind of interesting is Kickapoo playing Lebanon. I think Kickapoo opened some eyes when they really handled Camdenton last week by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Really wasn't a close football game. So if Kickapoo is able to handle Lebanon tonight, that could be a sign that the long dormant football program at Kickapoo has maybe reawakened a little bit.
Awakened the sleeping giant maybe a little bit, but, you know, somebody was asking me today, how is Kickapoo? And I was like, it's really hard to tell after one game. I don't know if Kickapoo is really good or if Camdenton has taken a step back after losing a lot of talent off that team. So the jury's still out on Kickapoo, but yeah, you're right. This Lebanon game, Lebanon is always a tough team to play, whether they're up, down, whatever. So we'll see how they do against Lebanon, and that'll give us a pretty good gauge as to how the rest of the year is going to go within the conference.
The injured player for Hillcrest is Nick Gonzalez, a senior linebacker. He is walking with a little bit of help, but it looked like it may have been a leg injury of some sort, but he's putting pressure on both as he walks across the field, and that's really, really good news. So hope that's something where he can maybe come back a little bit later on, but he's walking off the field with a little bit of assistance, but he is walking off the field.
And that's always good to see a kid walk off the field after a nice hard hit like that. So,
well, let's see if the Zizzers can keep it going here. A long run for a first down. And now with Seeley in the backfield with Dagan Kinslow, we'll start the play clock with 1:22 to go in the first quarter. They'll run it left. Seeley looks for that gap. Gets through it, moves upfield across the 15 to the 13-yard line before he is tackled downfield by Jalen Wright, a sophomore defensive back. A gain on the play of about 7.
Following that lead block by Blake Reed. You talk about a big kid, 6'3", 290 left tackle. I mean, that's a big man. And he was out there, and it looks like he has some good feet, too, because he was out lead blocking on that play and had the speed to get around the edge and make a nice block to get some nice yardage.
Blaisley, Magnus Sanders, Jalen James. Here's another big, and Gabe Dietrich up front. Here's a draw play up the middle, and it's Seeley. Touchdown for West Plains from 14 yards out with 52 seconds to play in the first quarter, and the Zizzers are on the board.
And he had a hole initially that the line opened up for him that you could drive one of those school buses through, Harlan. And that's always fun to see. And when you're able to do that, that means your line is making progress. They're wearing the defensive line down already and able to make some nice holes for our running back.
Extra point time now. Zizzers line up to kick with Nate Thomas. Nate did a very good job last week. High snap, busted play. They'll run left. There's no one to throw the ball to, and so it'll just be a tackle at the 9-yard line. Zizzers can't add, but they're down 7 now with 52 seconds in the first quarter from Zizzer Stadium. The Zizzers have cut that lead essentially in half, and they trail this game against Hillcrest 13-6. Back on KDY.
Hey gang, Ned Reynolds for Taylor Gruball Chevrolet, Buick and GMC in West Plains. There are many reasons why you should buy your next car from Taylor Gruball. Like their salespeople, they're not paid on commission, they're paid on customer satisfaction. And Taylor's best price is online and on each vehicle. Find new roads at Taylor Gruball Chevrolet, Buick and GMC in West Plains.
It's where to go and buy your car. Great service and best price by far. In West Plains, Mo, it's where we are. Taylor Gruball Chevrolet in West Plains.
Owning your home or farm is an American dream. Wiles Abstract and Title help you accomplish that dream by having expanded services to make buying or selling real estate seamless. Closing services include electronic signatures, which limits the number of physical signatures needed.
This is Ashley Matajak at Wiles Title. Buying and selling real estate is an exciting time. Don't let the stress overwhelm you. Choose Wiles Title and let us take care of it for you. It's your choice. Choose Wiles Abstract and Title on the Square, downtown West Plains.
Now it's on Hot Country KDY.
Nate Thomas to kick the ball away, and a line drive wide will go out of bounds. And so I would assume that means Hillcrest will take the ball at the 35-yard line or thereabouts.
I believe that's right, Harlan. They'll bring the ball out, and that Hillcrest 1st and 10 is brought to you by Home, Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, provider of home medical equipment and supplies at 1703 West 8th Street.
Reed said during a break a little while ago, he said, you know, we look like we're just not awake yet. I think somebody woke up that last drive because it looked like the Zizzer offense.
It really did. It looked like, the line was getting a good punch right after the snap, which didn't happen the first couple of series that we had. So starting to see some life out of the Westby.
Illegal procedure. Hillcrest chooses to have West Plains kick the ball again. And so they're betting on getting better field position than their own 35-yard line. So Nate Thomas will have another crack at it. Nate plays soccer, the Zizzer soccer team the other day. Won their home opener, beating Greenwood 4-2, and Nate had a goal. Here's the approach and the kick. And a low squibber goes toward the sideline. That may go out of bounds, and it does.
And I don't know what they do now.
Well, they could
so
either take
we'll find out.
Either 35 or have them kick 35 or have them kick it. But there's some respect with the way, especially the way Nate angled that ball, that the Zizzers obviously feel that Hillcrest has the potential to make a play here with some of their deep people, so they're going to make them kick it again.
Yeah, they really are. So yeah, Hillcrest is obviously confident with their backs, and judging by some of the athletes they've had on offense, I don't blame them.
Last week, West Plains had over 100 yards in penalties in the first half. I've never seen that in my life, ever. Nothing even close to that. But it's just one of those things.
Just curious, how many penalties did Glendale have?
I think they had 2. Here's the
exactly.
What are you inferring here? Here's the kickoff deep. They'll take it up to the 40, 45-yard line, broke it up to the 45, 40. Stutter step, spun out of bounds, and well, I guess they were smart to take those penalties.
They were very smart, and guess who is going to get credited for that tackle? Nate Thomas, the kicker, the soccer player. So good for him.
Trevor Goodman with the return and takes it up to the 35-yard line of West Plains. They start in fabulous field position with 43 seconds left in the first quarter.
Now, Hillcrest First and 10 is brought to you by SRS Electric Service. Rely on them for any electrical needs, commercial or residential.
And their quarterback, this is good news for Hillcrest. Their quarterback is back, Mike Floyd, after getting banged up. He'll hand it off. They'll start right, go left, and West Plains reacts very quickly, and they'll stop that for a 2-yard gain. Very good job by West Plains that time. They wanted to run right, Reed, but instead they got pushed back to the middle, and West Plains defense was there.
And what you like to see as the defensive coordinators, we had a lot of black helmets around the ball that time. I believe it was tackled by 4 or 5 West Plains players. And so that's what you want to see. You want to see a lot of those West Plains players around the ball carrier. That way their athleticism can't bust it outside.
Right, and on the flip side of that, if you're able to run right at West Plains defense, you're more likely to have success because you're trying to win one-on-one battles instead of running wide. Then it turns into a class reunion out there with red shirts because you're going to have 4 or 5 guys after you as time runs out in the first quarter. And we had a lot happen here in the first 12 minutes. What will happen in the next 12? West Plains trails it by 7, 13-6 against Springfield Hillcrest. We're back in a minute on KDY.
More than just a tire store. Don's Auto Service.
Get up to $200 total cash back on Goodyear tire rebates. Get up to $100 back plus an added bonus of up to $100 more when you use the Goodyear card. Contact Don's Auto Service for more details.
More than just a tire store. Don's Auto Service.
Steak and Shake now has homemade ice cream and homemade whipped cream too. So the best shakes in town just got better. And this allows for all your favorite shakes to be made lightning fast. The ice cream is homemade, the whipped cream is homemade, and now the faster times get you through the drive-thru quicker than ever. Get the Steak and Shake today for all your favorite. Get the shake made with cream and whipped cream. Steak and GM 7 days a week. Plains.
Here on today's Hot New Country, KDY.
Second down and 9, and Hillcrest dropping back from the 34 of West Plains. Roll out. They'll toss it wide. And a first down across the 25, out of bounds near the 20-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 12. They'll mark him out at the 22-yard line, and a first down. And we're finding out, Reed, that Hillcrest has some team speed, and especially out of the backfield. They've shown an ability to make some plays.
That looked to me to be a broken play, and they somehow morphed it into an option play and made a nice play to get the first down, which is brought to you by Monty's Outdoors. Get your official Zizzer apparel at Monty's Outdoors.
We see folks leaving us comments on our Facebook page. Nice to have all of them watching the broadcast tonight. 10, there's another broken play, turned into a mini disaster, a loss of about 3 to the 25-yard line. I believe the quarterback got the snap a little quicker than what he was expecting.
I was surprised that he caught it because he kind of had his head turned, and I think it just happened to hit him right in the hands.
Well, there are things worse than that, but that's one of those things that's not very pleasant. Lost back to the 26-yard line. Loss of 4, second down, and 14 for the Hornets. Let's see what they come out with here. They've spread the field so far tonight, but haven't thrown the ball much. Second and 14, back to throw. Floyd looks right, steps up, flushed out. He'll get a little bit. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, gain of 4, up near the 22-yard line. And he waited as long as he could before he took off out of the pocket, but he had a lot of company, a lot of red shirts on the far side of the field.
Good pressure by the defensive line and great coverage that time. He had nobody to throw it to, so that was what you would consider a coverage sack if it would have been a sack, but good job by the defensive backs and making sure that there was nobody that could catch that ball.
Okay, here we go. It's third down and 10, back to the original line of scrimmage at the 22. 4 on the play clock. They're going to have to call timeout. They're not going to have time to get this play off, and they will call timeout with 10:15 to play in quarter number 2. Zizzer football tonight, our second broadcast, our first home broadcast. And I can remember doing games back in, probably 03, 04, something like that, here at Zizzer Stadium. And it is just amazing, the transformation of what the stadium looked like then compared to what it looks like now. It's all first-class grade A stuff here in the Ozark Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that, that transformation that we went through, stepping up into the Ozark Conference, it was one of those things that it ended up being a blessing and one of the best things that we've ever done because we brought our level of competition up. But man, it took us a long time to get there. And,
yeah, it did.
Yeah, so now that we've been there for the last 6 or 7 years and have been very competitive within the Ozark Conference, it's a good fit for us.
All right, third down, 10, 22-yard line of West Plains. Let's see if the Zizzers get after the quarterback here. On third and 10, they blitz from the outside. Pass underneath is caught. And a broken tackle, and down to the 10, and now to 5, and diving forward, he is going to be, is that going to be a touch? It is, well, yes, it's a touchdown. Wow, 22-yard touchdown, catch and run on that play, and one of the great plays tonight we've seen Gunnar Brooks make, and not good tackling that time by West Plains.
Again, at 5'10", 200 pounds, he is built like a fire plug. So he's a hard man to bring down. He was out there in space. We had some helmets on him early, but you have to wrap up against somebody that has legs that are that powerful.
So Gunnar Brooks with the touchdown at 10:02 in the second quarter, and it's now 19-6. Here's the extra point try, and the kick is up high, and it looks good, and it is good. So with 10:02 to go in the first half, Hillcrest keeps a rolling here, and they take in a 22-yard pass play. Gunnar Brooks with the score. With 10:02 to go in the first half, West Plains trailing Hillcrest 20-6. We're back in a minute on KDY.
Hi, this is Riley Brown with Lynch Equipment in West Plains. Ever do research about Coyote tractors on the internet? There are a lot of very satisfied Coyote owners out there. That's because Coyote strives to deliver the highest quality tractors at the very best price. Not only that, but Coyote's and Lynch Equipment after-sales service and support is the best in the industry. Stop in and see my parents, Scott and Crystal Brown, here at Lynch Equipment in West Plains. For most people, it's where the search for the perfect tractor ends.
It is time to visit Newberry's Floors and More in downtown West Plains, formerly Butler Carpet. Newberry's has tile, carpet, vinyl, laminate, and planks to complete the room of your dreams. Take a look at your floors. They need attention. Call Newberry's 417-255-0088. Free estimates are available and they have installers on staff. Head to Cass Avenue in downtown West Plains. Newberry's Floors and More. 417-255-0088.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Hillcrest ends up, and read if I'm correct, this all happened after Hillcrest kept taking those penalties on the kickoff and were able to bust a return down to around the 35-yard line, something like that, and eventually punched it in the end zone. So everything's really rolling for Hillcrest right now, for the most part.
Yeah, it seems like they have all their ducks in a row, and they're getting some great bounces of the ball, and they've really had a nice first half thus far.
Shado with the kickoff, deep at the 15, 20-yard line on the return, back to the 21, maybe the 22-yard line on the return for West Plains. And it'll be first down and 10 Zizzers there, and we need to get this ball in the end zone.
That Zizzer first and 10 is brought to you by Lynch Equipment. For most people, it's where the search for the perfect tractor ends. Go and Scott and his wife Crystal out at Lynch Equipment.
Gavin Jackson on the return that time for West Plains. It's first down now at they marked that at the 21 on the left hash mark from where we sit, going left to right. So let's see what West Plains wants here. To the left. Back. He is an up back situation. Dagan Kinslow's going to keep it up the middle, and he wraps up that football as he gets to the 25, and those Hillcrest hands reaching in, trying to strip that ball out after a run of about 4.
Good hole initially by the offensive line that time, and, you know, sometimes you have to run your quarterback and to give everybody else a little bit of freedom, because they have to account for about 3 or 4 different weapons, and you can't cover all of them.
So it's second down and about 6 from the 25-yard line of West Plains here at Zizzer Stadium and McDonald's Field. Here's the snap, stretch play to the right, a gap, slithers through, but he's held up at the 28-yard line. That'll be shy of the first down by about 3 yards, and it'll third down for Waynes. And they hear that tackle made by about 3 or 4. Shado was in there helping make the stop, defensive back. Third and a couple. And the snap on 3rd and 2, and here's Seeley. That's a first down, 35-yard line, hit and pushed out of bounds on the near sideline at the 37, and that'll be a gain of 8 and a first down for West Plains.
That first and 10 is brought to you by Bailey Chevrolet and GMC, home of the Bailey Factor in beautiful downtown Willow Springs. One thing I like about watching Seeley run is he makes one cut and explodes through the hole. There's not a lot of dancing around. He commits to what he's going to do, and he hits the hole like he's been shot out of a shotgun.
He doesn't tap dance. He makes his move, and then that's it. And he doesn't shy away from contact. Dagan Kinslow, the quarterback for West Plains, first down 10 from the 37-yard line. Run it to the right side again with Seeley, or make that Connor Lair, and he'll be pushed out of bounds on the near side. And he'll pick up, again, pretty good yardage. That's up around the 45-yard line. That's a gain of just shy of 8 yards. We'll call it 7. Call it 7-yard pickup for Connor Lair. It'll be second down and 3. And Connor Lair had over 100 yards rushing last week and had arguably the biggest play in the game with that pick 6, which finally gave West Plains a little bit of breathing room and a cushion.
Completely changed the game.
Draw play to the right. This is Seeley. Follows his blockers up across the 50 to the 48-yard line. And that is a first down for West Plains after a gain of 7.
Now, 1st and 10 is brought to you by J&J Recovery. Towing services 24/7. No job too big or too small.
Bread and butter time for West Plains. Going with that rushing attack. And they'll have a first down from the 48-yard line of Springfield Hillcrest. Receiver wide left, slot man left with an H-back, same side. High snap, handoff, counter play up the middle. Seeley finds a seam, tries to bounce it wide, 40-yard line, 35, 30, 25-yard line, 20-yard line, slides out of bounds at the 15. And a big run for Titus Seeley with 33 yards and a first down for West Plains.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Chapala Mexican Restaurant. Enjoy the fiesta at Chapala Mexican Restaurant, West Plains and Willow Springs. Get 99-cent tacos on Tuesdays. Dine in or carry out, and find them on Facebook.
West Plains running the football like that, and Titus Seeley gets enough chances with the ball in his hands. He's going to make a series of big plays for you in the course of a game. From the 15, draw play with the quarterback, Kinslow. He'll make it through the hole. He'll get 4 maybe, up around the 11 before he is finally tackled. And again, it's like they have a handful of kids out there because Gunnar Brooks has been a key factor in this football game on offense, and he's making tackles on defense for Hillcrest.
Yeah, they're very similar to West Plains. They're a 4A school, so they don't have the depth of kids to choose from, so a lot of the players have to play both ways.
Running play to the right. They slip between the tackle and guard. They'll get inside the 10, and Seeley will take it up near the 8-yard line, and that is going to be very close to a first down. A flag comes down way after the play is over.
I'm not sure what that's all about, to be honest with you, Harlan. I guess we'll find out.
Well, let's see. The official, they warned West Plains to move back. Don't you get a warning before you actually get penalized for that? I think that's maybe the flag was about.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to get on to the get back coach.
Get back.
That's a very important job.
Yep. And so no yardage marked off. It's just a warning. 3rd down and 4. The ball now is on the 8-yard line. Out of the spread. Kinslow will hand it again. Seeley to the right. That is going to be and should be a first down. They only needed 1. And Will Conner-Lair gets credit for the run. First down, West Plains.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Bank and Trust, where every customer leaves a friend. Thank you, West Plains Bank.
West Plains has only run 3 or 4 different plays on this drive and for much of this football game. No reason to think they're going to do anything different here. Dagan Kinslow is by himself there in the backfield. As they spread out the defense, man in motion, they'll fake it, quarterback draw, cuts it inside, touchdown for West Plains. And that happened from just a couple of yards out. Dagan Kinslow, that's going to be officially from the 6-yard line, I guess. A 6-yard touchdown run for Dagan Kinslow. 6:18 to go in the first half. West Plains cuts the lead down.
And that's one thing that Dagan Kinslow did so well against Glendale as well, is keep that ball, find a nice little hole, and tuck it into the end zone. He's a great athlete, and I think he's going to get better as the year goes along.
So Nate Thomas will come in for the extra point to try to make this a 13-point game. I'm sorry, make this a 7-point game. Right now, 20-12. Here's the snap, bad snap. Roll out, they'll throw it, and incomplete. And again, the kicking game kind of falls apart before the kicker gets a chance. So 6:18 to go in the first half. The margin now is 8, and it's 20-12. Hillcrest leads West Plains. 6:18 to go in the first half, and we're back in a minute on KDY.
Not many businesses have lasted 60 years. One that has stood the test of time is West Plains Propane. 60 years in West Plains and now 6 in Gainesville. Yeah, they're doing something right. They have fuel pumps pumping diesel and gasoline at 508 Lincoln and North Highway 63 in West. Delivered propane, diesel in South Central Missouri. West Plains keeps and fuels your need. Propane for over 60 years.
Taking care of elderly parents is not easy. My mom just can't do much to help my dad anymore, so I help when I can. Dad's CPAP machine was really needing to be cleaned, especially with all the virus spreading. I found out Home takes care of that. Their customer service was excellent, and considering we are in a pandemic, that means a lot. The store was clean, they limit the number of customers in the store, and they explained how to help Dad with his CPAP. Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, 1703 8th Street in West Plains. Welcome home.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
6:18 to play in the first half with Reed Grigsby. I'm Harlan Hutchison. Jim Lambert providing the video across the way on our website and on our Facebook page, Hot Country KDY Facebook. Nate Hudson engineering. Reed West has got to make a play here. Can turn the tide. Hillcrest has never trailed and they're up by 8, 20-12 now.
Yeah, Hillcrest has obviously looked pretty good this first half, and West Plains is starting to wake up a little bit and making some nice holes, and I think they've made some adjustments and are playing much better in the last 6 to 8 minutes. So we'll see how we can finish out this half, and I expect it to be great if we continue to make adjustments on defense.
So let's see what the approach is this time. After a couple of kicks went out of bounds, it finally, West Plains kicked the ball to Hillcrest on that last kickoff, and they returned it back to the 35 of West Plains. So let's see what Nate does here. Here's the approach, and it'll be a squib, and a flag will fly, and it looks like maybe West Plains was offside on the play. It wasn't an onside kick. It was a squib kick that Hillcrest covered at their own 46. Dead ball offside against West Plains, so they'll back it up 5. And 5-yard penalty, another one against the Zizzers. Well, at least last week it seemed like every time we got a penalty it was 10 or 15 yards. Tonight it's 5, but we didn't benefit from it the last time around, so Nate Thomas will get another crack at it. Got to cover this kick. Here's the approach. And he'll kick it with the left foot. Fumbled, and Hillcrest does a fantastic job of covering that. That was a really hard-hit ball that the up players for Hillcrest were able to cover. That was a tremendous job. One of the play that won't show up in the box score of the game, but Jeremiah Cochran, a junior, really made a good play for Hillcrest there.
Yes, he really did and was able to recover, but that was a really good onside kick. You know, sometimes you don't see him kick quite that hard, but, you know, in effect, it bounced off his shoulder pads, off his chest, and made a nice West Plains bounce initially, and good job by Hillcrest being able to cover that ball up.
How about Nate being tricky and kicking it with his left foot there? Those soccer players, you never know.
Yes.
From the 45 of West Plains, good field position for Hillcrest. They'll stretch it to the right, run right, tackle made to the right after a gain of only a yard, maybe 2 on the play. And Connor Lair, I believe, on the tackle that time.
Good job. Connor Lair that time was acting like a linebacker. He scraped all the way down the line from the opposite side and was able to make a nice tackle.
Connor had injury trouble last year. He's out there healthy this year, and talk about a playmaker, a sideline to sideline guy.
Yes.
He can make plays.
He has speed, he has strength, and when he gets there, he's angry.
It's a good combination if you're on defense. So it'll bring up second down, pass play out to the right. That's going to be broken up, and that'll bring up third down. Pass intended for Hillcrest wide receiver Bill Anderson.
Like whispering
junior.
Bill Anderson.
I'm sorry, whispering?
Like whispering Bill Anderson.
You know, I interviewed Bill Anderson, a country music star from way back when. I interviewed him about 20 years ago, and I made the huge mistake of asking him if he was a Tennessee Volunteer fan. He is a Georgia fan. He corrected me very quickly. On third down and long, Floyd steps up, moves up, gets away, boom, from behind, and he got laid out by Connor Lair again, and he's down and slow getting up. Boy, Reed, he didn't see that one coming. Tackle on the play after a gain of only a yard.
And that is one element that makes Connor Lair a really good player is he never gives up on a play. He was out of that play initially, was blocked, and he never gave up and was able to come up and make that blindside hit on the quarterback.
Connor was behind the play as he was rushing upfield, and there's no way in the world that Floyd could have seen him coming. Well, he found out pretty quick. Now it's 4th down and long, 4th and about 9. So if you're Hillcrest, what do? You call timeout with 4:43 to play in the first half. West Plains Zizzers looking to get the ball back here and try to get a tying score on the board with the score Hillcrest 20 and West Plains 12. And we're back in 30 seconds on Hot Country KDY.
Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we have it all for you.
Hi, this is Garrett at Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply in West Plains. The weather is going to change soon, so get a head start and save on great steel products like the BG56 leaf blower, now only $159.99, or the BGA57 battery-powered set, now $179.99. Upgrade and save $90 on the BGA57 2-battery bundle, now just $249.99. Stop in and save today.
Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we're more than a farm store.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Oh, Nate with some valid insight from back in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some a lot of fans watching on the stream. Char Hansel listening up and watching up in Illinois on our live stream.
Very nice.
Greg Smith, Casey Parker, just some of the folks who are tuned in and watching the stream. Here we go. And the quarterback, Floyd, will drop back. And this may be a quick kick. He stands about 7 yards off the ball at the 50. And it will be a quick kick. High hanger will be taken at the 13-yard line. There will be a return to the left to the 20-yard line. Tackle from behind at the 22. And a first down and 10 for the West Plains Zizzers at their own 22-yard line.
First in West Plains, Gainesville, they have gasoline for over 60 years, Harlan.
They're going to mark that just shy of the 23. So first and 10, the 23-yard line with 4:29 to go in the first half of play. Last week we had, my gosh, I think the number I heard was a total of watching live and later in the week, the stream of the football game, 8,400 different screens through the course of the week. Here's a draw play to the right, Seeley. And he'll shuck and he'll jive, he'll break a tackle, and he'll move people down to the 40-yard line. That's a 17-yard run as West Plains will get another first down right there.
And that first and 10 is brought to you by Hawkins Lawn and Garden. Best brands, best service since 1967.
And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Travis is slow getting flat on the turf. So they'll get out and check him. He was pounding the turf fist. That's never what you construe as a good sign.
No, it really isn't. He took he was dishing out some massive hits on that run, and he also absorbed a few. So I know they're looking at one of his legs, and we'll see what they come up with here.
So timeout on the field. We have 4:22 left in the first half. If you're just joining us on the broadcast, Hillcrest started out quick in this game. They scored on a 12-yard touchdown run on the opening drive and took a 6-0 lead with 9:49 in the first quarter. And then they scored again as the quarterback, Floyd, took it in from 4 yards out. And Mike Floyd's touchdown made it 13-0 Hillcrest. Seeley retaliated with 52 seconds left. He is standing up. That's good. I'll take that back. That's great.
That is great. Yeah, it's always good to see somebody get up. And Titus is a tough character. So if anybody can...
He's walking all right.
You betcha. If anybody can work through some pain, I know that young man can.
Sometimes you can take a shot and get a Charlie horse or something like that. So he comes off to the sideline. And Connor Lair's phone is probably ringing right now, so yes. Better get ready. Connor is not as fast as Titus, but you're not going to have a hard time finding him because he'll probably find you even running the football.
Even if he doesn't have to sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I love that about him.
Single back, spread set. Man in motion, quarterback draw. Kinslow runs right, and he is stacked up after just barely pick it up, maybe a yard on the play. And Hillcrest again with very good pursuit on the play. Among those there, one of the first players there was A.J. Taylor, a 205-pound linebacker. And it's second down now and 10 to go. So let's see what happens here. And sure looks to me like Seeley's back in the game. Here's the snap, 2nd and 9, and he'll run and break a tackle across the 50, gallops up to the 42-yard line. So he's a quick healer. And a gain on the play of 15 and a first down for West Plains.
That was actually Garrett Drown that time. Sometimes you got the long hair and he's 24 instead of 29. And it's kind of hard to tell out there, but a good run by Garrett Drown that time. And that first down is brought to you by Pepsi Mid-America, 80 years in the making.
And the funny part was he runs kind of like Titus does. Here's another play, same thing, running right. This will get to the 39 before lots of white shirts are there to stack that play up. And there will be a gain of about maybe 3 on the play. We'll credit the tackle to Dante Sample, sophomore linebacker for Hillcrest.
Yeah, and he initially ran into, he was talking about big football players. Number 79, Josh Rose for Hillcrest, 6'2", 400 pounds.
Wait a minute, you what?
6'2", 400.
All right. Second down and 9. Spread set. Kinslow will keep it. He'll get to the corner. Gets a block, turns it up inside, keeps going. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. That is a touchdown for West Plains, covering 40 yards. Dagan Kinslow with a touchdown run. And we're a 2-point conversion away from tying the game up.
And a great athletic play that time by Kinslow. It initially looked like that play wasn't going anywhere. He didn't give up on it, and looked like he had some blocking downfield and was able to bust it, break a couple tackles on the way, and take it to the house.
So 2 straight touchdown runs for Dagan Kinslow. You know, he's kind of the X factor in this offense. He brings a lot of stuff along, you know, with Seeley, Lair, and other kids in the offense. But now we're going to go for 2 and see if we can tie the game. Here's the snap, handoff to the right side, in for the score, and this game is tied up with 2:31 to go in the first half. And the West Plains Zizzers knot this game up at 20-20. Garrett Drown with the 2-point conversion run. So we didn't see a drop-off when Titus left the ball game.
Absolutely not. As I was getting ready to say, it didn't look like we had to rebuild. We just reloaded. Garrett Drown went out there and has made a couple nice plays.
So tie game at 20 before we'll go ahead and keep it here before the kickoff, and West Plains will boot the ball away here from the north end zone. And feeling that where Hillcrest really had everything going their way, it's been a slow process, but now you feel, and especially looking at the score, you kind of feel like West Plains is kind of reestablishing themselves.
I think we had to make some adjustments. Sometimes when you have a team like Hillcrest, they may have came out and did something totally opposite of what they showed in week 1 against Lebanon, and we weren't necessarily prepared for it, so we had to make on-the-fly adjustments, and it took us a few series to get there, but it certainly looks like our defense and offense are both starting to gel and play well.
You make changes on the fly, and sometimes you'll see a game where things go one way for a while, and suddenly they'll change, but that's coaching right there.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
comes the kick, tied at 20. They on the ground again. It's covered by players for Hillcrest, and they'll have great field position at the 46-yard line. Cover that time. Dante Sample again with the recovery for the Hornets.
That's Zizzer for actually the Hillcrest First and 10 is brought to you by Newberry Floors and More. High quality flooring with installers on staff.
I would hope Travis Smith is listening tonight.
I'd like to think that he is, if he's in radio range.
Man alive. Last couple of seasons, I've listened to you guys in my recliner there in the living room on the app.
Right.
It was great. You guys did a great job.
Oh, thank you so much. Travis was a lot of fun to work with, and I definitely am going to miss him, but I enjoy working with you, Harlan, so we'll just pick up the torch and run with it.
Here we go. Direct snap to the backfield. Reverse, and the running back will be tackled from behind. And didn't at all as the direct snap to the running back, and there was a little tap dancing going on there, and you can't do that in West Plains defense.
You really can't. Sebastian Rogers was initially in there, and he kind of disrupted the play, and then all of a sudden all the other black helmets came in. There was nowhere to go.
20-20 at one point in this game. Hillcrest led 20-6. Zizzers have scored 14 straight, and now it's second down. First half clock is under 2 minutes, minute 53 and counting. Floyd back at quarterback. They'll shift, and now they will option to the right side. Gunnar Brooks runs around the corner, tackled on the far side again. Great pursuit to the sideline by the West Plains defense that time, and they'll stop that after a gain of only a couple of yards.
Great pursuit that time, great tackle, because we were a little bit out of position on that option play, and that was just an athletic recovery in order to make that tackle for no gain.
Garrett Drown made another fine play. He's making plays all over the place here tonight.
Seeley is back out on defense as well, so that's wonderful to see.
Matt Perkins will walk out onto the field with a minute 17. I would imagine an indication that someone has called timeout here. The ball is being moved back to the 39-yard line. I didn't see an indication of anything, though.
I didn't either.
But the referee, after some conversation, this ball, it would be great if we could get a signal or something. 1:30. They're going to change the clock to 1:38 to play in the first half. For whatever reason, who knows?
Didn't catch that one.
39-yard line of Hillcrest down to nearly the 43 of West Plains. So we're looking at the third down and 17, 18 yards to go from their own 39. Floyd at quarterback, single back, 3 wide, and they will run the draw play, try to bounce it wide, try to go to the right sideline. There's really nowhere to run, and that play will not go anywhere. In fact, the loss of a yard. And again, you run sideways against West Plains, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 6 jerseys out there waiting for him to try to turn that edge, and he couldn't get it turned. We ran him all the way to the sideline, and in great pursuit by the West Plains Zizzers.
A loss of a couple yards on the play. So he evidently went out of bounds over there. The clock is stopped with a minute 22. And so the Zizzers will get the football back with quite a bit of time to work with here. Last time Hillcrest punted the ball, they did it with the quarterback out of the short set. And now there's a penalty flag thrown. Dead ball. Delay a game. So we'll back it up 5. Line of scrimmage was the 38. Now it'll be backed up to the 33. Scott Womack will join us after this game is in the books. We'll talk to him about his thoughts kind of how the game started, how things have evolved. It's, well, the scoreboard says it's 3rd down and 23. All right, whatever. They'll hand it. This is going to go for close, well, not quite a first down, to the 47-yard line. And alive. What a burst of speed there. And Trevor Goodman on the carry. Tell you what, they've got a weapon back there in the backfield.
Yeah, they really do. If they can get him in space, he is a lot. He's going to give us a lot of trouble, just like he did earlier in the first half.
A big pickup of 19 yards. It's 4th down and 4. The clock is still running. 45 seconds left in the half. And so Hillcrest rolls the dice. They go for it on 4th down. Busted play, and that's going to be stopped for a loss all the way back to the 44, to make that the 48-yard line. So a loss on the play of about 4, maybe, we'll call it a 4-yard loss, and a turnover on downs. First down for West Plains, 35 seconds left in the half.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Bureau. For anything for the office, think Bureau. Go to www.thinkbureau.com.
Anyone who's ever played football, played quarterback, knows what an awful feeling it is to take the snap, turn, stand there with the ball in your hand, wait to hand it off somebody, and they go the other way.
I never had to worry about that because I wasn't a quarterback. Matter of fact, I never touched a ball the whole time I played football. Defense and offensive line.
I had 2 first-team all-conference running backs behind me. I had an easy gig.
Did you?
It was great. From the 49, back to throw on 1st down. Kinslow fires it deep down the left side, has a man, and he has it for a 1st down deep down the left sideline. West Plains stretches the field, and now with a chance to get on the board again at the 7 of Hillcrest. First down.
That big 1st down is brought to you by Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. It's where you go to buy a car. Go see them on Porter Wagner Boulevard and talk to our good friend, Paul Knight.
42 yards, and West Plains will stop the clock with 27 seconds to go. We haven't seen West Plains really try to field much. I haven't really seen him try to stretch the field. Dagan Kinslow put right money.
That was a beautiful, beautiful throw, and it was right on the money. Great catch right on the sideline. Good route, and he was closely covered as well. So that even more important is just to drop that ball like it was coming out of the heavens.
Yeah,
right into his hands.
Great throw, great catch, and really pretty good defense on the play. I don't think you could really criticize the defensive back who was, I mean, he was right there, but that pass was just up and over him, and a terrific catch. I wish I could have caught the number of who caught that, but it was a terrific play.
That was good enough for Zizzer.
27 seconds to go in the first half. West Plains, you know, when this game was 20-6, you wouldn't have thought that West Plains would be in a position to take the lead here before halftime. From the 7, we'll hand it off up the middle. That's going to be stopped short around the 5-2, and West Plains timeout. And so clock stopped with 19 seconds to go here in the first half.
It'd be so nice to go ahead and punch it in here right before we go in at halftime, because I believe we'll get the ball first, will we not, when we come out at halftime?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so we'll get the ball back just shortly after halftime, and that's definitely a coaching strategy when you're playing the clock and you're in a position to score. It would be so nice to have 2 possessions right in a row where you could go up on 2 scores, by 2 scores, and the other team has not even touched the
Last week's game, if you remember, West Plains won the game by 22. Right. But, I mean, it was a nip-and-tuck game through about the first, well, almost 3 quarters before West Plains made some plays and got some separation. But, I mean, it was tight. It was back and forth. Both offenses were pretty much having their fun. Let's see if West Plains can have some fun here and get in the end zone and take the lead. Single back to the right side of Dagan Kinslow from the 5. Long snap count, 14 on the play clock. They'll tighten up the right side with a tight end. Snap, flag down. Kinslow runs right, turns it up, dives forward, short of the touchdown. He'll be stopped at about the 1, but a flag down on the play.
Wasn't a dead ball foul, so it's either it's on Hillcrest or...
Flag came down just as that play got started, and it'll be a legal procedure. Well, that hurts. That really hurts because that pushes you back. Now, I think they're going to mark that from the 5. That'll go back to around the 10-yard line. So with 13 seconds to go, and I think maybe only one timeout left, if we have a timeout left.
All right, it's second and goal.
Second down, goal to go.
For the Zizzers, got 13 seconds.
I know we've called 2. I don't know about the third one, though.
Who wants to see another Zizzer touchdown?
Here we go. It's second down and goal from the 10-yard line. And again, the officials will blow the play down before we get started. And ready to go again. This hasn't been a Glendale first half, but this has been a long first half. 8:20. Here's a play around the right. Tries to find a little groove. He gets it inside the 10. Ball pops out, but I believe that play was called dead at the 8-yard line. 2 seconds left on the first half clock, and evidently, obviously, and now a flag comes down as there was a little bit of this and that.
A little bit of chippiness. And I believe that's going to be on Hillcrest, so that's going to help out West Plains immensely.
Boy, that would be a huge break because West Plains is faced with a third down and goal from about the 9-yard line with only 2 seconds to go.
That'll be half the distance to the goal if it's an unsportsmanlike, so from about the 4.5-yard line.
Well, that certainly gives you many more options if you're down inside the 5-yard line with just time to run one more play. That's what it comes down to. You have one more play to run here before halftime. So this is a personal foul call on both sides.
I was afraid of that.
Oh, well. It'll remain second down and goal from the 10. That doesn't really matter right now. You have time for one play from the 9-yard line. Do you throw it here? West Plains is a running team, but Kinslow can throw the football. Let's see what happens here. Let's look wide to the left side here. On second down, 2 seconds to go. Clock starts, and they don't get the play off. They started the clock before West Plains could get the snap. And Matt Perkins is on the sidelines with his hands out going, what's up with this? Why'd you start the clock?
Yeah, I thought the clock started on the snap after a penalty, but
I guess that was the difference. It was off of a double penalty, offsetting penalty. It wasn't a timeout.
You're right.
Difference. All right, halftime is here. How about this? We've had 40 points divided evenly scored here in the first half. And quite a game so far as West Plains and Hillcrest are tied at 20 here at McDonald's Field at Zizzer Stadium. We'll be back in 3 minutes on Hot Country KDY.
If you're catching up on projects around the home or farm, it might be a good time to check the tread on your car or truck tires. Wilbanks Tire in West Plains are the tire guys that can get you set up with new tread at a price you can afford. Remember, when you buy a set of tires from Wilbanks Tire, you get free rotation of your tires for the life of the tires. So once a customer of Wilbanks Tire, you'll always be a customer of Wilbanks Tire. Price, quality, and service, all at Wilbanks Tire, 201 West 2nd Street, West Plains. Bailey Chevrolet in Willow Springs has something no other dealership can offer, the Bailey Factor. John Bailey has been a part of the family car business his entire life. It's that personal attention to detail, the Bailey Factor, that people have come to expect from John Bailey, where your transportation is their reputation.
You can find a car anywhere, but nowhere else has the Bailey Factor.
At Bailey Chevrolet in beautiful downtown Willow Springs.
And there's a flag on the... Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletics for safe play and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you stay healthy, but if injuries happen, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. Of Zizzer Athletics.
Simmons Bank is proud to support the Zizzers. Simmons believes that healthy, vibrant communities don't just happen on their own. They happen when people make investments in each other. Alone. Simmons Bank, member FDIC. Simmons Bank is here for all the Zizzers. Simmons Bank takes pride in helping customers realize their dream to buy the perfect home, start a business, or save for a child's college education. Visit a branch or get more information online at simmonsbank.com. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Since the dawn of man, our species has accomplished unfathomable feats of ingenuity. Pepsi Mid-America has taken us one step further by creating the world's first 2-liter water bottle. Right now at participating locations, purchase a crisp and clear 2-liter water bottle and get a 2-liter of Pepsi for just $1. What will they think of next?
Are you looking but have concerns about getting out of the chair? See the large selection of lift chairs now in stock at Brown Furniture and Appliance in downtown West Plains. Brown's has many styles and colors to choose from, and they start at only $6.99. Stop by Brown Furniture and Appliance and pick out yours. 12-month interest-free financing is available with approved credit. Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
We're back at Zizzer Stadium. The band gets ready to perform. Zizzer Pride Band, they're just fantastic. So good. And fun to see them. We have some of the seniors. I'm just checking to see. We've got my idol is watching on the live stream tonight. Dale Smitty Smith. Hondo is in the house. And we've got Evan Moffus watching from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Folks watching from all over, watching Zizzer football tonight. And it's been an entertaining football game. It probably hasn't gone exactly the way that you would have hoped, pulling for the Zizzers. So I can guarantee you this, the folks that we probably have watching the stream that are pulling for Hillcrest, they're probably feeling pretty good right about now. This game is as tight as it can possibly get with 24 minutes to go, and Hillcrest has really acquitted themselves very well here in the first half. West Plains kind of reestablished themselves in the second quarter, and it's all even at 20 all. Let's go over the scoring in this football game. And who knows who may come to the booth before this thing's all said and done. Hillcrest got the opening kick, and at 9:49, quickly marched down the field, covered 65 yards, and a touchdown run for the Hornets by Trevor Goodman, the 5'10", 200-pound senior. Took it in. Extra point failed, and it was 6-0 Hillcrest. And then, about 4 minutes later, with 5:20 to play in the first quarter, Mike Floyd, the Hillcrest quarterback, took it in from 4 yards out. And the crowd here, the home crowd, a little bit stunned at that point as Hillcrest took a 13-0 lead. The Zizzers struck back before the end of the first quarter. Titus Seeley on a 14-yard run. The conversion failed. West Plains trailed by 7, 13-6. We moved into the second quarter, and Hillcrest, with 10:02 to go in the first half, got a touchdown from Brooks, who made a terrific run, broke some tackles, and poked it in the end zone. A 22-yard catch and run gave Hillcrest a 20-6 lead at that point. West Plains answered with 2 touchdowns, both touchdown runs by Dagan Kinslow, with 6:18 to play in the half, a 6-yard run. The extra point failed, and then West Plains scored on a Kinslow touchdown run, which covered 40 yards. And the extra point in this particular case was good, and West Plains tied the game up at that point with the 2-point conversion. Tied it up at 20-20. And that's where we are here at halftime as the Zizzer Pride Band takes the field and gets ready to perform to this crowd at Zizzer Stadium. We'll take a pause here. We'll come back in just a moment. We'll talk about what's to come here tonight, what we've got coming up next week, and we'll do that after the break. It's tied up at 20, West Plains and Hillcrest, and we're back in 3 minutes on Hot Country KDY.
It's not a matter if your car breaks down or you have an accident. It's a matter of when. So when you need a reliable tow, call J&J Recovery and Towing, 256-7628. J&J Recovery and Towing answers your call 24/7, and they work fast. Whether you need to take your vehicle home, to the repair shop, dealership, or to the auto body repair shop, they can tow it for you. No job is too big or too small. J&J Recovery and Towing Service, 256-7628.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see the windshield or the wind in your hair on your first road trip? Do you see headlights or the way your family's faces light up as you pull into the driveway? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Talk to me, State Farm agent Justin Shelby in West Plains at 417-256-3434. In Houston at 417-967-4152.
It's where to go and buy your car. Great service and best price by far. In West Plains Mo, it's where we are. Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet in West Plains.
Hi, this is Taylor Grubaugh. We place our very best price in the windows of the vehicles and online. So not only you can see it, so can our competition. So it has to be good.
It's where to go and buy your car. Great service and best price by far. In West Plains Mo, it's where we are. Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet.
If you've been thinking about moving to West Plains Bank and Trust Company, now is a great time to switch. We welcome the opportunity to serve your banking needs. With our easy account opening process, we do all the work. New accounts, personal or business, receive free gifts. Check out our accounts at westplainsbank.com. Already a customer? Tell a friend how much you love our bank. If they open a new account, you both get a free gift. Don't put it off any longer. Make the switch to West Plains FDIC.
Owning your home or farm is an American dream. Abstract and title help by having expanded services to make buying or state seamless. Closing services include electronic signatures, which limits the number of physical signatures needed.
This is Ashley Matajak at Wiles Title. Buying and selling real estate is an exciting time. Don't let the stress overwhelm you. Choose Wiles Title and let us take care of it for you. It's your choice. Choose Wiles Abstract and Title on the Square, downtown West Plains.
It is time to visit Newberry's Floors and More in downtown West Plains, formerly Butler Carpet. Newberry's has tile, carpet, vinyl, laminate, and planks to complete the room of your dreams. Take a look at your floors. They need attention. Call Newberry's 417-255-0088. Free estimates are available and they have installers on staff. Head to Cass Avenue in downtown West Plains. Newberry's Floors and More. 417-255-0088.
The Scissors on today's Hot New Country.
Oh, man. Gary, that was really good.
We're live.
Yeah, man, we're live. At halftime, about a little over 5 minutes to go as the Zizzer Pride Band plays, and then they'll probably add a couple of minutes to the clock as both teams come out and warm up for the second half. What is your general thought about this affair so far, tied at 20 at halftime?
I think it's kind of been a battle of two teams that one was sloppy early on, and one of them got sloppy in the second quarter. So we haven't really seen, a full game plan from either team thus far.
I thought it looked like one team that was really ready to go from the outset.
Sure.
And another team that wasn't quite ready to go just yet. But then as the first half kind of wore on, I think we saw West Plains impose their will a little bit more. They had a couple of turnovers in the early going of the ball game, which Hillcrest was able to take advantage of. But I think as the second half went on and we saw West Plains miss out on an opportunity to take the lead at halftime, but we're tied up at 20. But it looks like West Plains, as you alluded to earlier, now knows the game is underway and they're playing better.
Yeah, they've woken up and now they have momentum on their side going into the halftime. So I promise you that they're sitting up there in the field house right now making some adjustments and talking up some of these players and letting them know that, hey, this is what Hillcrest has. They have the athletes to beat us, obviously. So let's make sure we have our assignments. Let's make sure we make nice plays, and let's get after it.
We've got over 400 screens tuned into the live stream.
Nice.
Watching tonight from points all around, and we appreciate each and every one of those folks. And we certainly appreciate it. And I told Reed before the ball game, I said, did you know that we have a total radio sponsorship and the live stream sponsorship of 43 businesses which are supporting our broadcast? And that's really important for a couple of reasons at least, but certainly with the pandemic situation and all that, if you're, no matter where you may be out in California or somewhere, you can still watch the game. And even around here, if you're not one of those folks that were able to come to the ball game and watch in person, it's the next best thing to be in there.
I know there's a lot of folks that are disappointed and that wanted to be here tonight and be in the crowd. You know, this crowd's about half the size of what we're used to, but that was done on purpose. They had limited passes to come to the games, and obviously we want those passes to go to the parents and the grandparents and the brothers and sisters first. So thank you, everybody that is sitting at home and watching the game live stream, because you not being here is allowing a lot of people's family members to be here to watch their kids, and I think that is very important. But yeah, you know, usually the first home opener of the year, I always have this big speech prepared, and I love, you know, the smells and the sounds and the sights, and it's different this year. Not that it's bad, it's just different, and this is what we're dealing with at this point in time, and I'm just very thankful that we're able to get here and able to have a football game, because things can change.
In fact, one of our sponsors is El Charro Authentic Mexican Restaurant in West Plains. They've got 2 locations. They're having a watch party there.
Nice, very nice, yeah.
And I really would hope that someone who is at El Charro is having a chimichanga.
I've heard that's your
for
dish.
me.
I heard that was your dish of choice.
It is. Yeah. Love those things. That ground beef chimichanga, I don't know what all the side dishes come along with it. Man alive. Somebody please order one of those and eat it in my memory, because that is one of the great dishes in town. Thanks to El Charro for having a watch party and being one of our sponsors. You know, I got here at 5:30, and when I got here, there were people here, obviously, people coming in, but it was just so different than what it normally is. I mean, if you got here at 5:30 in the past few seasons, you were parking way back.
That's right.
There, you know, beyond the tennis courts and way back at the parking lot. It's just a different thing, and I was really impressed. I got to say this. I was really impressed when we got ready for the school year to start, for the football season to start, and heard the way the plan that the school had from from Greg Simpkins and from Superintendent Lori Wilson. They had this thing all laid out, and they were ready to go from the get-go. Great job on their part.
Yeah, I mean, this thing hit everybody by surprise. It hit every family. It hit every business in town. I know I own a business, and, you know, you can't prepare for something like this, especially the very first shutdown back in March. But, you know, here we are 6 months in now. We kind of knew what was coming this fall, and we've been told by health experts that, you know, we're likely to have an outbreak. So it was very important for the school to have several different plans in place, which included an online segment. It also included in-class, you know, in-person classes, and you know, we tried that. Now we're going to the hybrid model, and hopefully it'll work out well. But the important part is that these kids get an education. You know, more important than sports, more important than anything else, these kids have to get an education. So West Plains R7 has done a really good job, and all the surrounding schools have done a really good job to make sure that the kids have access to learning.
All right, the teams are back out, and they've put a few minutes back up on the clock. So here's what we will do. We'll take our final 3-minute break, get ready for the second half. The second half figures to be really good, really entertaining. Tight football game, tied at 20. Who will make the plays here in the second half and win in week 2? Zizzer's trying to go 2-0. Hillcrest trying to even it up at 1-1. Reed and I come back in just, we'll call it 2 minutes from Hot Country.
Riley Brown with lunch. If you have
and you're looking for a compact or utility tractor, it just so happens that Coyote has some of the toughest, most powerful, most fuel-efficient, most technologically advanced tractors ever. If you're not familiar with Coyote, that's K-I-O-T-I, and we'd like to say hello. Stop in and see my parents, Scott and Crystal Brown, here at Lynch Equipment in West Plains. Coyote has a whole pack of models to choose from.
And there's a flag on the play. Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletics for safe play and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes, but if injuries happen, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer athletics.
Don's Auto Service.
Get up to $200 cash back on Goodyear tire rebates. Get up to $100 back plus an added bonus of up to $100 more when you use the Goodyear card. Contact Don's Auto Service for more details.
More than just a tire store. Don's Auto Service.
Steak and Shake now has homemade ice cream and homemade whipped cream too. So the best shakes in town just got better. And this allows for all your favorite shakes to be made lightning fast. The ice cream is homemade, the whipped cream is homemade, and now the faster times get you through the drive-thru quicker than ever. Get the Steak and Shake today for all your favorites, and don't forget the shake made with homemade ice cream and whipped cream. Steak and Shake, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week in West Plains.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Nate Hudson runs the broadcast back at the studio and engineers it for us, and he does a really good job. We appreciate the work that Nate does. Jim Lambert providing the video from across the way and bringing it to people everywhere. We had over 400 screens watching the game a little bit earlier, and I just saw a moment ago that my mom is watching the game tonight down in Ava, and another of my favorite people in the world is Lou Weimer, watching over at Hutton Valley, and he had a birthday here not too long ago. So good to have Louie on the other end of it tonight. Hope he's doing well. Hope to see him again here pretty soon. It's always an education when you're around Lou. Here we go. Hillcrest will kick it. A line drive kick again that will go through the end zone, and it'll be West Plains football to start the second half. So, a first down for West Plains.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Simmons Bank, where dreams are realized. Hillcrest has quite a kicker. I think every kick other than all of them but one have been through the end zone.
Very good kicking game. It'll be 1st and 10 for West Plains from their own 20-yard line. So, do we expect to pick this up pretty much where we left off? Just keep pounding. That's the way I would bet.
I would say that we're going to stick to our game plan, especially since we're kind of we're winning the battle in the trenches. So we'll see what happens here.
1st down and 10, and a quick out pattern is caught on the fly at the 20-yard line, 25, and a nice run on the play will be a 1st down as Titus Seeley on the catch and run will pick up about 11 and a 1st down for West Plains.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Justin Shelby State Farm, here to help life go right. And just as soon as we talk about running power football, they run a swing pass.
Sure, right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt, for making us look so smart. It's 1st down, 3 down lineman for Hillcrest from the 31-yard line of West Plains. Play action rollout, Kinslow, flush out of the pocket. He's going to be sacked for a loss on the play inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. And again, good defense that time from Springfield Hillcrest, and making the play was Dante Sample, a 175-pound linebacker. They've had some kids on the defensive side of the football that have made very good plays and played very well for them.
Yeah, they were running, looked like they were running a blitz package at that time, and there was just one guy that we didn't pick up.
A loss on the play, back to around the 25-yard line, loss of 7, running play left And now a flag down behind the play, and that'll be against West Plains for a hold, more than likely, but you never know for sure. The run by Seeley will probably be called back, though, as the ball gets up to about the 34-yard line.
Chop block.
Chop block. So that'll be against West Plains, and marked off from the point of the foul. And that flag was thrown a little bit upfield, but that'll be marched backward, and let's see where the new line of scrimmage will be. Man alive, all the way back to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big one. You don't really see that call. I'd like to see where it was on the field. You don't see that call in between the tackles very often, but
that was kind of a strange call. That's right. Usually you just automatically expect it to be a holding call in that particular area. All right, now we're looking at 2nd down and 30. There is no free safety here. Can someone run by a defender and catch a long ball? Roll out pass left. Kinslow hit as he threw and incomplete. And I am here to tell you, Kinslow running left had the throw back across his body, and he got popped on the incomplete pass intended for Seeley around the 25-yard line. They got after him pretty good that time, and the defender for Hillcrest that made the contact, a 205-pound linebacker, got him pretty good.
He did get him pretty good, and I think that was looked to be a screenplay that was going to be set up over here on the left side, and the offensive line didn't hold their blocks quite long enough.
3rd down and 30. Dagan Kinslow on a quarterback draw will take what they give him. He'll get up to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 13. But it will be way short of the 1st down.
And we're going to see the Plains punt team for the first time, it looks like.
Scoreboard says there's 12 to go. More like about 17 to go. And we'll see some form of a punt team this time for the Zizzers on 4th down and either 17 or 18 yards. Well, back at 10-yard. Well, jumped offside. Flags came down after they broke the line of scrimmage, and the officials threw the flags. Josh Rose, that 6'2", 400-pound lineman you were talking about.
Golly.
It's hard to hide.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a big kid like that, if you go across the line.
Imagine pushing that kid around for 4 quarters.
I can't imagine ever pushing him around.
Right.
Once, much less 4 quarters. But don't you know, if you're on the line and you look up and you see him when the game starts, you're going,
I didn't sign up for this.
4 quarters of this? All right, the punt from around the 20-yard line. After the 5-yard penalty. Here's the kick, end over end kick, away from the deep receiver, and it takes a tremendous roll for West Plains. Punted. Was the 30. Work out to be a 4 punt. And 1st down for the Hillcrest Hornets. 9:48, they get their first crack at it here in the 3rd quarter.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by our good friends, Don's Auto Service. They are more than just a tire store. Go by and see them on Porter Wagner Boulevard.
We had John in the studio here. It was probably about a week ago, something like that. And I told him, I said, you know, I've been here on KDY for 18 years. This is the first time I've ever seen you in here in the studio.
He's got a great voice.
He does. Yeah. I mean, he's got to come back and do some more stuff. 1st and 10, man in motion for Hillcrest from the 22, their own 22-yard line. Snap, they'll fake, option to the left. They'll pitch it back to Gunner, and he'll get it across the 30-yard line. A gain of about 12 on the play for Gunner Brooks, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. How about that, an option play? You don't see that much anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Wiles Abstract and Title on the Square in West Plains. You have a choice. Choose Wiles.
1st down and 10, the ball at the 33.5-yard line for Springfield Hillcrest. I bet if you sat down kids that play football today and showed them some old Oklahoma football,
yeah.
Wishbone
option,
they'd say, what's that? They don't throw. Here's the pass to the far sideline.
Got it, baby.
And did that get picked?
I did. Yep.
Oh, he did. That ball is intercepted on the far sideline, and he stepped out of bounds right after that.
I didn't see who it was, but great play by the West Plains Zizzers that time. And that Zizzer first down is brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology.
I'll tell you who it was as soon as they get out of the way.
Landon Casey, another
Landon
two-sport
Casey.
athlete. He plays soccer as well. He is a full-time soccer player and a full-time football player. So that kid is one busy kid.
I'm very impressed. He played really well the other night against Greenwood over here.
He's a really fun to watch in both sports.
All right, 1st and 10 for West Plains from the 41-yard line. And this will be, it looks like Seeley carrying the ball across up to about the 35-yard line before he's tackled there by the Hornets. And that's a good run on 1st down. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
And what you got to love about turnovers, not only do you get the ball, but it is a huge swing of momentum. It's so degrading for the team that turned it over, and it kind of gives a boost of energy to the team that recovers the ball.
That was a heck of a play Landon Casey made over there. Timed it perfectly. Went out of bounds right after he caught it. Here we go on 2nd down and about 4. And there's confusion. Anytime you have a player look to the sideline with his hands out, that's not a good
sign.
indication, is it?
No, it really isn't. But thankfully he did that.
And Matt Perkins will come out on the field and talk to his offense. 8:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. This game is tied at 20. If you're just doing a little channel surfing, wondering what is happening in this game, Hillcrest jumped out on top and starting the 2nd quarter took a 20-6 lead for West Plains, kind of established or reestablished themselves and tied this game up at 20. Had a shot at taking the lead before halftime, but ran out of time. So it'll be 2nd down and about 4 for West Plains when we come back to play. Next week we'll be hitting the road. It'll be Paul and I up at Rolla in an Ozark Conference game. You know, it's so early in the season. I mean, I heard you say a little while ago, how good's Kickapoo? Somebody asked you, how good's Kickapoo? Or how good's Camden? Or how good's Rolla? You don't know yet.
Yeah. You don't really know until about week 4 or 5 how, who is the team to beat in the conference. And usually by game 4, they have all the bugs and kinks worked out. So we'll see.
Here's the snap, fake by Kinslow, runs right, straight up the field, cuts it wide, 20, 15, 10, 5, and a Zizzer touchdown.
Kinslow has an extra gear that he doesn't show when he's back there in the pocket, but when he gets into open field, he's fast.
He is fast. He is fast. We'll call that a 34-yard touchdown run to go with a 40-yard run and a 6-yard run. He has 3 touchdowns tonight.
Wow. And an interception.
And an interception, that's right. West Plains takes the lead, 26-20. And Nate Thomas is hoping that the snapper and the holder can get together here and give him a chance to kick an extra point and take a 7-point lead. Snap good, hold good, kick is up, and he nailed it right down the middle.
Attaboy. I talked to his dad at halftime. I was like, is he going to get to kick the ball? And he goes, I hope so. And sure enough, he did, and great kick.
He made one of the best lane on the kicking tee sideways.
Right.
And was able still to get it up in the air and through the uprights. 8:21 to go, 3rd quarter. West Plains on top. We say that for the first time tonight. Zizzer's lead Hillcrest 27-20. Back in a minute on KDY.
Businesses have lasted 60 years. One that has stood the test of time is West Plains Propane. 60 years in West Plains and now 6 in Gainesville. Yeah, they're doing something right. They have fuel pumps pumping diesel and gasoline at 508 Lincoln and North Highway 63 in West Plains. They deliver propane, gas, and diesel in South Central Missouri. West Plains Propane, you on your rules, your needs. West Plains Propane, 60 years.
care of elderly parents is not easy. I don't do much to help my dad anymore, so I help when I can. Dad's CPAP machine was really needing to be cleaned, especially with all the virus spreading. I found out Home takes care of that. Their customer service was excellent, and considering we are in a pandemic, that means a lot. The store was clean, they limit the number of customers in the store, and they explained how to help Dad with his CPAP. Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, 1703 8th Street in West Plains. Welcome home.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
A squib kick up the middle as they try and make sure that they kick the football to Trevor Goodman for Hillcrest. It's brought back to the 45, and again, Hillcrest has tremendous field position as they start this drive with a first down.
It's time for the West defense to step up. Obviously, we're going to go after every possession. So when you're playing, well, it's time where the men get separated from the boys.
And West Plains really needs a stop and create a little bit of separation. It's a 7-point game from the 45 of Hillcrest, the Hornets, with 2 men in motion at the same time. And I was going to say, why don't they throw? This isn't Canadian League football. They're going to fake it one way, pass out to Brooks the other side, and he'll be tackled across midfield at the 48-yard line. The referee, I think he was waiting for someone else to throw the flag. He finally did throw it from behind the quarterback position, but they had 2 men in motion that time.
They did, and I thought that was a dead ball. Oh, wow. He picked up the flag. There was definitely 2 men in motion. I mean, most definitely.
This is only the second week. I've seen some things in the first 2 weeks that I haven't really seen or can remember seeing either before or in a very long time.
Oh, well.
I don't know. Maybe they were the Toronto Argonauts.
That's right. They're going to get a running start before too long.
The Calgary Stampeders back to throw it to the
Attaboy.
side. Great play. Knocked the pass down. They tried to go on an out pattern to the left. And the pass got knocked to the turf. How about Connor Lair's play right there?
Yeah.
He got his hands up and slapped it to the turf.
If you can't make a play, you can't make a tackle, can't make the sack, at least get your hands up in the air. And he got vertical that time to knock that ball down.
Now, third down. Need about 3, does Hillcrest from the 48 of West Plains. Hard snap count. They don't draw West Plains off. Well, let's see what the Zizzers do here. This could be a run or a pass in this particular situation, so you got to play it honest. Let's see how West Plains plays it defensively. Right up the middle, and there's the handoff, and it'll be a first down, a big hit as the tackle is made, but it's across the 45 to about the 44-yard line, and Trevor Goodman will get the first down on a gain of about 5 for Hillcrest.
That First and 10 is brought to you by Newberry Floors and More, high-quality flooring with installers on staff.
So first down now for the Hornets. This is still a football game, no doubt about it. 27-20. Hillcrest looking to march this thing down and tie it up. Hornets with the ball, going left to right on the radio. Fake rollout pass to the right. No one to throw. Now it throws it deep down the middle. High pass, tipped high in the air and incomplete. Almost another interception that time as the quarterback tried to thread the needle between 2, maybe 3 defenders at around the 20-yard line before it's knocked to the ground.
And that was Chance Eldringhoff. He knocked the ball down. Looked like he was going to be able to make an interception there, but the wide receiver had to become a defensive back and did a good job of knocking that ball down.
And we had an illegal man downfield for Hillcrest. And so that will be marked back to the 49-yard line. And I think that's a loss of down. No, it's going to be a repeat of first down. I'm going to quit looking at the scoreboard. First and 15. Floyd rolls right, throws underneath. It's caught at the 40. And that's where that will stop as 4 red shirts converge on Devin Oliver on the reception. He gets a nice chunk of yardage back to the 40-yard line.
Nice throw and catch that time by Hillcrest. He was pretty much wide open, made a nice catch and a good football move and made some nice positive yardage.
Second down and second and 5, call it. Now the line judge, they blow the whistle and tell them to reset the play clock at 25 with 6:29 to go. Play clock, game clock, both running. Mike Floyd at quarterback for the Hillcrest Hornets. 3 receivers. He'll roll to his left. Not much pressure, throws underneath. That ball is caught on the run, and that'll be a first down for the Hornets as they get that ball down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. So a first down on the play and a pickup of about 12 yards.
And that Hillcrest 1st and 10 is brought to you by Wilbanks Tire. Once you're a customer of Wilbanks Tire, you will always be a customer of Wilbanks Tire.
Gunnar Brooks on the reception. How many times have we said Gunnar Brooks tonight? My gosh, that guy is everywhere every time you look up on either side of the ball. First down and 10 for Hillcrest, and Reed, they're marching. They started at their own 45. Man in motion. They will hand it on an end around, try to get to the corner. Is that Brooks again as he is hit down around the 23-yard line. So not necessarily a nothing burger, but no pickles on it. Gain of 2 on the play.
Gain of 2 on the play, but good job by West Plains spreading that play out and stringing it out towards the sidelines because he did not have a crease to tuck up into and make it downfield.
One thing about West Plains defense and their great pursuit, you can set them up to run a reverse on a play like that because they pursue so hard. Now back to throw Floyd to the out. The ball is caught, 20-yard line. Again, Gunnar Brooks, 15, 10-yard line. That will be, if that play holds up, and it will, a first down for Hillcrest inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Lynch Equipment. It's where the Surge Perfect tractor ends.
17-yard. They're going to mark the yard line. Be a good time for a big play by the West Plains defense right here. Hillcrest trying to make a big play of their own. Floyd rolls out, a little bit of pressure, rolls, throws to the corner, and the ball is caught, but it was out of bounds. That was an unbelievable one-handed catch over there.
Sure was.
But Oliver was out of bounds when he finally got there. He caught that ball with one hand.
He did. And I think he was about 3 yards out of bounds when he caught it.
Yeah. Minor detail there.
Right.
Which does have a bearing on the outcome of the play. So it's now 2nd down and 8. 2nd and 8. 2nd and goal, I guess I should say, from the 8-yard line. Floyd lines up with a running back, Goodman, behind him. He will, and he keeps it. Floyd keeps inside, turns it up inside, making a pretty out of the play. Actually, that was Brooks who had the ball that time.
Good recovery by the West Plains defense. Somehow Connor Lair's helmet ended up about 30 yards across the field from where he was standing.
Man alive. So eventually, in spite of my confusion, a gain on the play inside the 5. It'll be 3rd down and goal to go from just shy of the 4-yard line for Hillcrest. Reed, this is a big play in the football game right here.
It is.
Man in motion to the left. Play is blown down, and I think Hillcrest may have called timeout. And they did with 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. So a crucial juncture in this one. We'll take a 30-second timeout with the score. West Plains 27, Hillcrest 20, and threatening when we come back in 30 seconds and 4 minutes to go in the third on KDY.
It's not a matter if your car breaks down or you have an accident. It's a matter of when. So when you need a reliable tow, call J&J Recovery and Towing, 256-7628. J&J Recovery and Towing answers your call 24/7, and they work fast. Whether you need to take your vehicle home, to the repair shop, dealership, or to the auto body repair shop, they can tow it for you. No job is too big or too small. J&J Recovery and Towing Service, 256-7628.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
It'll be third down and goal from the 4-yard line for Hillcrest after the timeout. Jim Lambert, should I take that to mean you got Trey Cressman over there showing him the ins and outs of doing the live stream for football? All right. Here we go. 4 minutes to go in the third. Third down and goal from the 4. Let's see if West Plains can make a play here. Man in motion to the right. On the right wing. The snap back, they look left. Quarterback keeps it up the middle. He'll be collared for hardly a gain. Maybe a yard, maybe a yard. Titus Seeley, one of those making the stop. I think his intention was to throw the football, Reed, but he decided to pull it down and got maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, I think you're right. They had a couple guys out into the flats over close to the goal line there, and then they were not open. So he tucked the ball down and tried to tuck it up through the center, and nothing there.
So now it's fourth down and 4. And again, a monumental play in this football game with West Plains up 7. 4th and 4. 4th and goal. Here's the throw out pattern incomplete. And West Plains came hard, they came fast, and Connor Lair got right in the quarterback's face, and he didn't have much of a chance to make a play there.
It looked like that was the same exact play they attempted to run the previous play, and it still wasn't open. So good for us. Good goal line stand by the West Plains Zizzers. Getting a goal line stand with 4th and goal is always fun.
So with 3:11 to go in the third quarter, West Plains gets a big stop on 4th down, and it's first down for the West Plains offense.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. They're in West Plains. For concrete results every time, give Stuart Morrison a call.
Concrete results. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's pretty slick.
Got to like a play on words, eh?
3:11 to go. Here we go. And now West Plains would like to move the ball downfield, but they need to take good care of the ball here. Handoff. Here's Seeley bouncing it wide to the left break. A good stiff arm, and he gets across the 15 to the 16-yard line. That will be easily enough for another West Plains first down.
And that West Plains first down is brought to you by Home, Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, provider of home medical equipment and supplies. They're at 1703 West 8th Street over by Ozarks Medical Center. Go give them a call, go by and see them.
First down from the 16-yard line. West Plains, their own end, with a 7-point lead. Fumbled football, loose ball on the ground. Who's going to have it? It's at the 15-yard line. No indication yet. Now it looks like West Plains does have the football. Woo, boy, that was close.
Looked like just a bad handoff. I think the ball got there before Seeley was ready for it, and ended up on the turf. And we are very lucky to come up with that ball because there was nobody looking for it.
There was a loss on the play of a couple of yards, so it'll be second down and about 12. From the 14-yard line. Long snap count, and now Kinslow will hand right. That play will go for maybe 5. Short of the 20-yard line. Titus Seeley with another carry. And it'll bring up third down. And about 8 yards to go for a first down.
Good defensive play that time by Hillcrest. It looked like initially the West Plains line had a good push and was able to get Hillcrest on their heels, but Hillcrest was able to fill the hole and make a nice tackle on Seeley.
Let's see if Dagan Kinslow tries to make a play here. It's third down and 8 from the 20. Kinslow will hand off, and the tackle will be made across the 20 near the 24-yard line. And that play is going to be well shy of the first down. Tackle made for Hillcrest in the defensive backfield by Logan Ahern, a junior linebacker, and it'll be fourth down at about 3.5 or 4 yards.
I would say we'll try to get them to jump offside first, and then we'll see what it looks like. They are sending in as we speak.
How surprised actually snapped the ball and ran a play here.
I'm pretty surprised.
I think we both would be. Here's this. They run a play, and it's going to be stopped well short of a first down, and it's a turnover on downs. Hillcrest wasn't surprised. They stop him on fourth down and about 4, and it's going to be Hillcrest football. Wow.
Yeah, and that's rather unfortunate. That is not a very good place on the field to turn it over on downs, but I like taking the risk when you're up by 1 score and another team's giving you fits. Why not?
Okay, first down and 10 for Hillcrest. They've got it at the West Plains 22-yard line. They just got done turning them back on 4th and goal at the 4. So, well, at the very least, it shows a lot of confidence in your defense.
I was trying to...
I understand. Floyd, quarterback. The Hornets have been given a chance handoff. Gilman tries to get to the corner, gets to the corner, 20-yard line out of bounds, about the 18. So he ends up picking up 4, maybe 5 yards on the play.
I'll tell you what, if he ever gets a breakdown in our pursuit and he's able to turn a corner, I don't know if we have anybody that can catch him.
I'm telling you, I don't know any team in this conference, and maybe others, that wouldn't love to have that guy on their football team.
No kidding.
At about any position, but he is an athlete. He's got speed and strength. He's a player. It'll be second down and about 6 from the 19-yard line. 2 receivers out left. The slot man's open. There it is. High pass, incomplete. Boy,
he lucked out there.
The defense was playing 10 yards off him over there, and it was just wide open. And they threw it to him, but the pass was too tall. Now it's third down and 7. Rick Flair's here tonight.
Rick Flair is here tonight.
The Nature Boy is here. Let's see if West Plains will style and profile after this defensive stand. A receiver out to the right, 2 to the left. From the 20-yard line, the snap, and the quarterback will hand off, and the running back will make a good run there, but it'll be Trevor Goodman on the carry again. That is really close to a first down, Reed. He needed to get to about the 13-yard line. That's very close.
I think we got a left-footed spot there. Kind of helped us out a little bit, but he's going to be about a yard short.
A yard shy, and obviously in this case, with 20 seconds, if I'm Hillcrest, I just let the clock run out because the game clock is at 14, the play clock is at 15. They can take their time and decide what they want to do here, which is, I think, what they're doing. 2 seconds, 1 second, no play is going to be run. And we'll switch ends, and Hillcrest, again, one of those big plays of the game coming up in just a few moments. Meanwhile, at the end of 3, West Plains leading Hillcrest 27-20, and we're back in a minute on KDY.
Simmons Bank is proud to support the Zizzers. Simmons believes that healthy, vibrant communities don't just happen on their own. They happen when people make investments in each other. Because we accomplish more together than we do alone. Simmons Bank, member FDIC. Simmons Bank is here for all the Zizzers. Simmons Bank takes pride in helping customers realize their dream to buy the perfect home, start a business, or save for a child's college education. Visit a branch or get more information online at simmonsbank.com. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we have it all for you.
Hi, this is Garrett at Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply in West Plains. The weather is going to change soon, so get a head start and save on great steel products like the BG56 leaf blower, now only $159.99, or the BGA57 battery-powered set, now $179.99. Upgrade and save $90 on the BGA57 two-battery bundle, now just $249.99. Stop in and save today.
Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we're more than up on store.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
So much fun to be here tonight with the home opener. Zizzer's lead at 27-20 against Hillcrest. The Chiefs for many years had Bill Grigsby. I got Reed over
That's
here.
right. I'm sure we're related somewhere.
I'm sure he is related to you and not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Big play. 4th and 1 from the 13-yard line. The snap, the handoff, first down. Goodman tap dances inside the 5. He's down to the 1-yard line. First down for the Hillcrest Hornets. 11:54 to go.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Captain D's Seafood. They're in the Southern Hills Shopping Center for lunch or dinner. Captain D's is a winner. I like that one.
I like Captain D's myself. Down to the 1-yard line. Quick aside, I couldn't love my wife more. But she came home one night from Captain D's, and it went up a notch. 1st and goal to go for Hillcrest. They look to make this a 1-point game. Out of the spread with Goodman in the backfield. And the handoff, and he scores a touchdown from 1 yard away with 11:41 to go. And the Hornets are 1 point away from tying this football game.
Good drive that time by Hillcrest. Of course, they started with a short field, but they had some nice runs in there and took advantage of some West Plains mistakes. And that's what happens.
And they made the Zizzers pay for going for it on 4th down.
Oh, yes, they did. So I retract my statement.
You'll revise and extend your remarks like you're part of Congress or something over here.
That's right.
Well, they're going to go for 2, Reed, it looks like.
Yeah.
Going for the... Here we go. The extra point attempt for the lead for the Hornets. And now they're going to take timeout. Were they trying to get West Plains to jump, maybe? I don't know.
I think they're thinking about it, but there's still a lot of football to be played to take a risk for a 2-point conversion. You know, if it was late in the 4th quarter and you're playing on the road, you absolutely go for 2.
Sure. You go for the win on the road and the tie at home. Is that the way it goes?
Right. But being on the road at the beginning of the 4th quarter, I don't know.
There is still, as you've alluded to a couple of times tonight, there's a lot of games still left. I know it's the 4th quarter, but there's still a lot of time to go in this football game.
Yeah, absolutely. And as explosive as either team is, both teams have the ability to have some explosive plays. We could see several more touchdowns.
And then again, Hillcrest has done a pretty good job up front. And they've got Trayson Tate, who goes 340 for the here in the tie. Shado will try the extra point. Hold down, kick is up, blocked. And West Plains holds on to the 1-point lead.
Good job, and I think that was Connor Lair that maybe came across the top and batted that ball down. He's done that a couple times on passes, and now on an extra point.
So they should have gone for 2, right?
They should have gone for 2, Harlan, yeah.
As we revise and extend our remarks.
The perfect thing about our gig is we can be stupid.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get paid for it.
And it's not hard.
Yeah. I mean, we're just natural.
Extra point fails. It's a 1-point West Plains lead, 27 to 26, 11:41, 30 seconds on KDY.
Get ready for a great night's sleep on your new Justice Metro Queen bed from Brown Furniture and Appliance. 660 coils, a full 10-year warranty, and it's only $5. And with each set over $399, Brown Furniture and Appliance free mattress cover, interest-free financing with approved credit. While you're up reef making supplies for the fall and Christmas seasons. Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Trevor Goodman just scored his Second touchdown run of the night. The first was 12 yards out to start the scoring this evening in the first quarter, and he just scored from 1 yard away with 11:41 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, I was telling Paul last week, whether it's football or basketball season, a lot of the time as you go through the year and you get toward the end of the year, you think back and you try to remember some of the really good players that you saw, and you think back to the beginning of the year, and sometimes those guys kind of fall through the cracks. This Trevor Goodman kid is a player to remember as one of the better players we'll probably see this year.
I agree.
All right, here's the approach and the kick by Shado, and he just destroys it. It goes 4 yards deep into the end zone and out the back of the end zone. So 1st and 10 from the 20. I'll tell you what, that sure prevents the opposition from starting at the 35 or 40-yard line when you got a kicker that can do that.
No doubt. I mean, he almost kicked it to Willow. Speaking of Willow, that's Zizzer first down is brought to you by Bailey Chevrolet GMC, home of the Bailey Factor in beautiful downtown Willow Springs.
And in radio, that's called a segue. Very good.
It is, isn't it?
Very, very. You've done this for a while, haven't you?
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to think how many years it's been since I've done the football games. I don't even remember. I don't know. My kids were little. I don't know that much.
Has it either been a really long time, or it's age, or a combination of the two?
Right.
Here's a play out wide right, and that's going to go nowhere as the Zizzers tried to run around the right end. And Seeley is stopped on the run by Austin Mahon, 215-pound defensive lineman, along with another kid that's played really well tonight for Hillcrest, A.J. Taylor. He's a 190 or 205-pound linebacker. They've got a lot of kids that go anywhere from that 190 to 205 range. And, of course, the big kid in the middle who goes 400. It's a loss of 3. It's second down. And here is Kinslow on the play, and he'll be driven back. Boy, I'll tell you what. One thing, again, this is something we mentioned early in the game, but it bears repeating. By getting the football back after the turnover on downs and scoring the touchdown, Hillcrest is feeling their oats right now, and you can see that on the first 2 plays here on defense.
Some of the beatings that we've given Hillcrest over the last 4 or 5 years, I promise you we have a target on our back. And, you let a team like Hillcrest that has the talent to beat you hang around in a ball game, you never know what can happen.
As a harvest moon rises to the east, here we go on third down and about 13. They did not reset the play clock, so they'll do that now. And restart the game clock, too. Here we go. Spread set for West Plains. Single back. They'll fake one way. Dagan Kinslow runs. The other spins around and gets to the 23. That is way short of the first down. A gain of 5 on the play. But it'll be 4th down in West Plains. I'm going to go on a limb here. We'll punt the football with 9:55 to go.
Yeah, I think we learned that lesson in the last series. So, yes, it's punted away and live to fight another series. Hopefully our defense can step up and get a turnover.
The thing to remember here is it's still a 1-point game, and West Plains has a 1-point lead. So 9:37 and counting. Stand back and kick this football from the 10. Good snap. Kick is away. Really good kick. High hanging kick will bounce, and it'll be played by Goodman, and he'll be tackled at the 40-yard line. Good coverage that time by West Plains, getting downfield. And it'll be a 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Bank, where every customer leaves a friend. Go see them in their many locations in West Plains, Mountain View, Willow Springs.
Both teams obviously have made several adjustments, because if you look at the score sheet, Reed, here's the first half, then you look at the second half, and both teams with one score.
Yeah, it's time for the Zizzer defense to step up and then see if we can get a turnover here or get a turnover on downs, but we cannot afford to let Hillcrest drive down the field and score.
Got to get a stop. You got to get a stop on this series. The quarterback is Mike Floyd. Trevor Goodman gets the handoff right up the middle. He'll break a couple tackles, get up to the 47-yard line. One thing about this kid, after he picks up about 6 on the play, initial contact probably isn't going to bring him down. It's going to take more than one person to make the tackle.
Right.
It's kind of like be like tackling a car. You grab hold of it. Now what?
Yeah, exactly.
Second down, long 4, short of the 47-yard line. West Plains leads by 1, 27-26. Snap, handoff. Goodman bounces back, turns it upfield, dropped for a loss of a yard on the play at the 46-yard line. That was another of those plays that got pushed wide and turned wide, and West Plains defense able to come up and make the stop on the play. And again, that would seem to be from here. The tackle. Let's see who did make that tackle. That's Connor Lair that made the play.
Yeah, but West Plains was very lucky at that time. One of the linemen for Hillcrest got a little bit deep in the back. The ran into one of his own down a little bit, and defense to catch up to him.
Player down on the field. You can probably see a little better than I can read. It looks like a West Plains player.
It is a West Plains player, and it looks like they're dealing with a cramp. Yeah, it's Gabe Sellers, and he's going to walk off under his own power. And I don't know if you've ever had a massive cramp like that in your leg muscles, but it feels like you're going to die.
You know, Paul and I were talking about that last week, and I asked Paul, I said, you ever wake up in the middle of the night with a cramp in your calf?
Yeah.
Is there anything more painful than that outside of a kidney stone? I mean, that's just
stubbing your toe, maybe. I don't know.
And then you should have seen the look on Paul's face when I said, do they still give players salt tablets? You know, and he looked at me like I'd fallen out of a spaceship or something. I said, no, they don't do that anymore. Third down and 4. Floyd rolls right to pass underneath, and it is caught. That's a needed 4. They got to the 48 of West Plains, their way to a first read.
Yep, that first down is brought to you by J&J Recovery. Towing services 24/7. No job too big or too small for J&J.
First down and 10. Last week, Lebanon beat Hillcrest very decisively. You can't draw anything from that until you play Hillcrest yourself. That may just mean that Lebanon's pretty good.
Lebanon could be pretty good, and Hillcrest could have had a bad game. I mean, that's one thing about high school football is anybody can beat anybody.
Running play to the right. Goodman will get to the sideline. He gets across the 45 to the 40, looks like about the 42-yard line. Another good pickup on that play. They're going to mark him out to 43, actually. So it'll be a gain of 5 on that play and bring up second down and 5 to go. Kickapoo is playing Lebanon tonight.
Yes.
So we'll get an idea of who's who and what's what after that game.
Sure. And kind of coming into this season, we knew Lebanon was going to be one of those teams to beat. Kickapoo, has a comeback for whatever reason. I mean, they're going to good night.
that jump offside interrupted Reed's train of thought, I believe there.
It did.
Hard count, and West Plains jumps off, and that'll be, well, let's see where they mark it, but it's going to be really close to a first down.
Yeah, they may even have to bring out the sticks on this one.
Gee whiz, from here, I'd say it's still a little bit short. But just by a little bit. It is so close. They are going to bring the chains in. As I alluded to a moment ago, we have what I would call a harvest moon.
That's gorgeous.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, coming up over the soccer field right now and over the visitor stands.
Too bad Jim is shooting with that to his back. That'd be a heck of a thing to get on camera.
You know, we're starting to feel a little chill in the air in the mornings and in the evening, and fall is right around the corner. And to me, that's my absolute favorite season in the Ozarks. We're very blessed to live in such a beautiful area.
It is a first down for Hillcrest.
That first and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Propane. In West Plains, Gainesville, they have propane, diesel, and gasoline, and have had for over 60 years.
As Mike Shannon said during a Cardinal broadcast one night, boy, we have a harvest moon here in New York. I wish you folks back home could see it. First down from the 38-yard line of West Plains. Hillcrest is moving it. Here's a handoff to Goodman. He's the prime mover, and he moves the pile across the 35 down around the 33-yard line.
And we don't have much of an answer for Goodman. And it seems like, you know, in the second half, every time he gets the ball, he's able to get 3 or 4 yards just on pure effort. And if he busts one outside or finds a seam down the middle, he's gone.
Close to a 5-yard gain on that play. And the other part of this, too, is your defense is going to be a little tired here late in the game. And it was tough stopping him when you were fresh.
Right.
Late in the game, a little tougher. 1 point West Plains lead. A gain of 5 on that play. 2nd and 5 for Hillcrest from the 33. Handoff. Goodman goes right, and he takes on the tackler, dives forward. Probably a first down on the far sideline at the 26-yard line. And it looks like Hillcrest has moved the chains again.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Hirsch Feed. They are more than just a farm store. Go see Hirsch Feed for all your farm or home needs. Tractors, they have a little bit of everything out there.
This crowd has been fairly mute for a good part of this ball game because of Hillcrest's success. They need to be making some racket and trying to get this defense fired up a little bit because it's 1st and 10 again now from the 27-yard line of West Plains with 7:10 to play. Floyd will hand it off again to Goodman, going right, and he'll take the ball across to about the 25-yard line, maybe the 24, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 to go.
And that's about the same play. They're running in and out of different formations, but that's the same play they've ran for about the last 6 plays. So they're using the old philosophy of let's run it until they stop it.
Yep. That's my old football coach down at Ava, Larry Sylvie. I mean, he would run the same play. If it worked, he would run it and run it and run it and run it until you stopped it. Then you do something else. But as long as it's working, that's what you do. It's 2nd down and 7. Single back is Goodman. 2 receivers left. They'll hand it off to him again. And Goodman gets across the 20-yard line before he has stood up. And the quarterback, Mike Floyd, just got clocked after he handed off the football. But evidently it was close enough. But as he handed the football off, the official said, oh, it's part of the game.
Just football.
Just football. You're not surprised you got hit, are you?
Right.
I heard that too. It's like every year, kick a move, someone can kick the ball. This is a big play in the game. West Plains will loosen up a little at the secondary. Third down from the 22-yard line. Third down and long. Back to throw to the left corner. Ball is high there, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by West Plains, and they'll get it back. And for the time, at least protect that 1-point lead. A terrific play in the end zone.
And see who that was. I believe it was number 32. Should be Landon Casey.
And the pass is intercepted by number 36.
Now, Jason Lopez, I guess.
I don't think it was Jason Lopez because he's on the sideline in crutches.
Okay, well, that would make it very unlikely, wouldn't it?
I believe it was Landon Casey.
I believe you're right. Landon Casey will give him credit for the interception.
Yeah.
You got to make a play.
That wasn't me. That's down there.
I love it when people come up here and gripe at us because they got the name wrong.
First and 10, Big Red.
Not us. We just work here. First down. And now the spread's set. They'll hand it off to Seeley, running to the left. He keeps his motor going. He'll only pick up 2, but more importantly, or as importantly, the clock will keep running. And we're down now to 3:40, so when the Zizzers next snap the football, we'll have about 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's really time for the Zizzer offense to kind of tighten up and get some nice blocks, and let's chip it down the field. It'd be really nice to go ahead and get a go-ahead score here, or to seal the deal with a score.
It is second down, about 7. Bad snap, loose on the ground. Dagan Kinslow gets on the ground and covers it wisely instead of trying to pick it up and do something with it.
Right.
Loss on the play of 3. That'll bring up. That's actually going to be a loss of close to 4. It's third down now.
Huge play this time by the West Plains offense. We have to get a first down.
Do you try to get tricky? Now I see Connor Lair is coming in the football game. They're obviously going to be watching for Seeley, but Connor Lair could be the secret weapon here and something they're not ready for. Just how cute do you want to get, I guess, is what it comes down to. Third down and 10. From the 20 for West Plains, leading by 1. Double inside handoff. They'll run it left, try to pop it wide, and it's a first down, and it goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and a first down for West Plains, and a huge one in this ball game.
A huge Zizzer first down is brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center with Dr. Edwin Roeder, board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Zizzer team physician down on sideline tonight, helping out the team.
It was Connor Lair on the carry time. They handed to Seeley it was a double reverse in effect behind the line of scrimmage. So a first down with 2:30 and counting, 27-26. West Plains essentially with 8 men on the line. Here's a handoff running to the left side, and Seeley, he'll get his 5 yards and keep the clock running with 2:23 to go.
Good job by Seeley that time. Wasn't a whole lot there, but he got behind those big bodies of the offensive line and was able to get nice positive yardage on first down.
So it'll be second down, long 4 for West Plains. Clock still moving. We're under 2 minutes to go. And Hillcrest is going to have to start thinking about calling some timeouts. Here's the snap. Seeley again, same play, busts through the middle, gets through, 50-45 down at the 40-yard line of Springfield Hillcrest. That's a gain of 20. Another first down with 1:43 to go.
Looked like a very similar play to what we just ran, but Seeley was able to get 5, and this time he found a little crease, got behind the big bodies, found that crease, and was able to shoot out for a nice gain. And that first down is brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, building lasting relationships, one customer at a time.
So it is first down for West Plains. Line up out of the spread. Dagan Kinslow. They'll run the clock down to 5 seconds, and he'll take the snap. Quarterback keeps it around the left side, turns it upfield. A flag is on the play. And that usually is in that neighborhood. What's
right? Yeah. And thankfully, here we are late in the fourth quarter, and kind of a problem last week, if I recall.
Kind of a problem is like saying a mastiff is kind of a big dog. I mean, it was rough. So Hillcrest, no, timeout. Oh, West Plains is going to call timeout with 1:14 to go. So that'll back them up, and it'll still be, I think it's still first down, though.
It is, and honestly, I think with 1:14, we can take knees, win by 1 point. Not sexy. It gets the job done.
That gets the job done. That's exactly right. So both teams will go to their respective sidelines. And 27-26. That's kind of a sign on the board down. A reminder to students, please call now for your ride home. I think they can ascertain as to when the proper time to call for that, probably maybe even before this. First down and a whole bunch, but that's not the point. West Plains will have the football at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like we're going into the victory formation, and time to, I'm not going to say what Paul said last week, but time to go to the house. I'll say that part of it.
Oh, man. So you got that too.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard.
Okay. So evidently a holding penalty. Well, I don't understand. A holding penalty against West Plains is declined. So they move the ball back upfield, and the ball is at the 36-yard line. And evidently, well, they're going to take the play, so it's second down instead of first down and 5. Second down and 5 to go.
If that's the case, we have to get a first down.
Clock is stopped right now, and now the snap and the handoff. Seeley hit hard and dropped at the 32-yard line.
That's going to be really close. If that's a first down, it's game over.
And we will. Well, now Hillcrest is going to call timeout.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
But it's still just third down. And the only thing that can happen if you're Hillcrest, yeah, you got to hope for a Joe Pizarchik situation from many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Where you never seen an end-of-game play in a close game fouled up so bad, which led to Herman Edwards returning a fumble.
That's right.
For a touchdown.
The Miracle at the Meadowlands.
Miracle at the Meadowlands, the Giants and the Eagles. So, timeout by Hillcrest. They've got to strip the football. That's all there is to it.
That's about the only chance they have, or, maybe stop us on third and hope for a stop on fourth. But they're running out of time and options at the moment. And if we get a first down, we have 1 yard to make. It's game over.
Here we go. Dagan Kinslow will line up deep in the formation. No running backs with him. 3rd and 1. He'll keep it. First down. And as long as he still has the football in his possession, we're very close to game over. First down for West Plains, down to the 25-yard line.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Monty's Outdoors. Go get your official Zizzer apparel at Monty's Outdoors in Southern Hills Shopping Center.
It's 1st and 10, Big Red.
So now victory formation time. That will mean a safety behind the quarterback. looks like Connor Lair probably, and Dagan Kinslow will take the snap and take a knee, and this football game will be over. There it is, and there it is, and there it goes. What a heck of a good football game tonight, Reed.
Yeah, it was really good. No, neither team necessarily was able to break through, and it was really more of a defensive battle now looking back on it than what we probably realized as it was going on. But it was not a very pretty game, to say the very least. But I am so thankful that the West Plains Zizzers were able to come out victorious after an ugly game, and hopefully get all of our players back next week when we go play Rolla. Because Rolla looks to be an improved team, and I think they're probably going to give a lot of people fits in the conference.
Hillcrest missed 2 extra points tonight, and they lose by 1.
Yeah.
27-26. You don't think about those things when they happen, but it all adds up in the end.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Coaches call it chasing points.
So the final score is 27-26. And Scott Womack told me that if it's before 11 o'clock, he will come up and talk here after the ball game. I said it better be before 11 o'clock tonight.
No kidding.
But a good win. 2-0 start to the football season for Matt Perkins and his West Plains team. And I was talking to somebody else about this the other day. You know, Matt did a great job last year. Team had a good season. There are still going to be people, regardless of what happened, that said, you know, regardless what kind of, if you have a really good year, those are still going to be Steve's players.
Sure.
This is, and with this season's team, he's got the opportunity to kind of put his stamp on the program and really make it his own. And he's off to a really good start here. You've had 2 hard games to play for different reasons. But you know what? I think we found out that Hillcrest is a way more competitive football team than we might have imagined coming in tonight, just watching the scores from last week.
I think Hillcrest is probably 1 or 2 skill players away from being a very good football team. I mean, they actually have the line, both defensively and offensively, had a nice defense and had a couple nice offensive players, but if they had a couple more offensive weapons, it'd be hard to handle.
And they're not shy of that, not too shy of that right now. They look pretty good at times tonight.
Yes.
Trevor Goodman looked fantastic running the football. Gunnar Brooks, a playmaker. Their quarterback did a pretty good job for him. Mike Floyd. They've got some weapons and got Booth all the answers. So we're going to talk Scott Womack. I'll tell you, because we were oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Got to read some air conditioning, didn't you?
We want him to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Scott Womack is in the booth with us here. Did it seem to you down there, as it seemed to us up here, that we just had a hard time starting tonight?
Yeah, we just played with no energy in that first half, we felt like, especially the first 2 series. Of course, you know, they went right down and scored. We turn the ball over, they go down and score, we throw a pick, and thank goodness the defense, you know, came up there with a big stop to keep them from going 3 scores up on us. And I kept telling Coach Perkins, just if we're just patient enough, we'll score again. And made some big stops. Landon Casey with 2 big picks. His first football soccer kid that kind of sports. So,
that ain't bad.
Yeah, so shows up on Friday night, made 2 big picks. You know, we're really struggling with a lot of injuries. You know, Connor didn't get to play a whole lot tonight. We tried to kind of save him. And then Lopez went down with a high ankle sprain early in the game. And we were struggling back there with some young guys in the secondary. And you got to give Hillcrest credit. I mean, they had a good game plan. That running back's tough. And quarterback made the throws when he needed to. And we're just happy to get out here with the win.
Well, 2-0, good start to the season after the win last week against Glendale. It's got to be strange going from doesn't matter who you play next, but after you play Glendale, that's kind of like a night and day deal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, first of all, it's 2 hours shorter game probably, but yeah, you know, all week long you're practicing against the throw, you don't even really get any runs at you. And then all of a sudden this week, it's all the ball 12, 15 times tonight, but a lot of run at you. And it looked like in the fourth quarter, we got kind of worn out up front, and we were trying to sub a lot of guys in because that last drive they had there before we stopped them, they were getting
That's a good point. In last week's ball game, I thought we saw that you were rotating some kids in, especially that game because it's such a long game. Players were just getting worn out. But as the year goes by and those kind of things happen, that's got to help your depth overall.
Oh, it's going to help, and as the year goes on with some of these young kids playing a lot more, even if they're just getting 4 or 5 snaps, it's that experience. And thank goodness it wasn't real hot tonight like it was last week. And I think we just had a couple of kids cramping tonight. So, 2-0, we can't ask for much more than that, but we've got to get better because we have some, a lot bigger fish to fry in front of us.
And Rollins coming up next week, and you alluded to getting better. And I think in football, maybe more than the other sports, you see more progress from a week to week sort of thing with football teams than maybe you do some of the other sports. And Hillcrest, probably you could say for them and on their behalf, they probably made some progress this week after that game preparing for this one, and are probably a better football team, a tougher opponent than they would have been a week ago.
Yeah, offensively, they didn't look as good on tape because, I know they scored 13 against Lebanon last week, but one of them was a kickoff return for a touchdown. So their offense didn't look quite as good as it did tonight. And you're right, you're going to see that improvement, and it even probably more so